Okay, well, may as well get right into it, huh? So, last time, you guys were on a boat. Yay, you're on a boat. Um, you guys saw the first sunrise that you'd seen in many, many days. It's been over 2 weeks since you guys had been abducted and had your travails in the Ashlands. And you guys spent your time differently on the ship. Tor and Danny went fishing, and Danny met the cook. You filleted one. You kind of fed the crew, and fed yourself and Tor. Cyra, you were shadowing some crew members in an attempt to learn some Dwarven. Um, Also, Captain Brian Grinder kind of muttering to himself in some language. Um,
No, just sounds.
and yeah, it sounds. That's as far as you figured out. That's true. Let's see. Yep, Azalea, you went searching through all the cargo. You found that you guys were transporting slag, iron ingots, and some appeared to be mushrooms. Yeah. Tor, you guys ended up spotting some dolphins. You were like, oh, this is really great. We're going to have some good luck today. And then you were attacked by pirates. So, but
That was good luck.
you guys managed to cut all of the lines before the dwarves even managed to get on board. So the spellcasters had to use one of their spell slots to get their comrades on board. Yeah, you guys killed a bunch of them. Brian Grinder killed a bunch of them. Only one crew member died, and you guys decided, cool, it's time to sleep. And Tor, you had a very strange vision or dream, where you met Phyllis, the psychopomp again, who told you about a young vampire in Carthos, and that you were commanded to get rid of it. But also were told that Vrishag would grant you some power and able to do that. Danny had another strange dream where he was sailing in space with some stars and shimmering lights and squishy
Yeah.
and squishy and squishy and more squishy. Lots of squishy. But some menacing voice promising knowledge before the sound of a raven awoke you from your slumber. You guys went out before the dawn and kind of talked about it a little bit. And then Muri gave Danny a little bit of gunpowder to experiment with, but only after Tor had spotted some lights in the sky. And yeah, Cyra and Azalea, you guys woke up, and with the morning light, you guys promptly took out the scroll that Karoklav had given you guys. Oh my god, I can't even say things. I'm already having a stroke. That's it. I'm done. That's it.
Alright, I'm
That's
done.
it.
I'll see you later.
Kalokrav had already given you guys.
Varkalak?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I spelled that wrong. Even I spelled it wrong in my notes. I could tell I was tired last week. Whoever is reading this, I will send you the text so you can read it to your comrades. So who wants to read it?
Azalea was in possession of it. I just reminded her. So unless she physically hands it to me, it'll probably be Azalea.
Yeah, I don't trust you enough to.
Okay, there you go. I've sent it to you.
Okay. As a text or?
Nope. It's in Discord. It's in
Why
Discord.
would you do that?
Because you have it open.
You're in
You
Discord.
fucking goober.
I don't. Hold on, I gotta move your little screen here. Let
Uh-huh.
me read. Mm-hmm.
Home.
Uh-huh.
You're just gonna
Okay.
read it to everybody. You're just gonna stare at
No,
it.
first she's going to read it to
Uh-huh.
herself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be lucky if she reads it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right.
She's not
Okay.
actually reading it.
I am.
I don't believe you.
She can't read.
That's my line.
Okay.
Azalea,
Hold on.
there's a lot of silence, and I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of patience. I'm
Okay.
very small.
I know.
You can imagine how
Okay.
difficult this is for me.
All right. Oh, we just have to give this to some bird. But don't tell anyone.
Can I read it?
I mean, yeah, if you want to. Something about the Fluma River and don't tell anyone.
Are you gonna hand it over or what?
Yeah. It's not magical at this point. She can be trusted. Now, how do I get back to the...
She may have the stature of a child, but it appears that you are the actual child, Azalea.
That's the message. We give it to a bird, but we don't tell anyone. She's hard to miss, apparently.
She's also gonna do the thing where she reads it silently, so the rest of you have to sit and just.
Sorry! Outsiders, the world's a dangerous place and the Ashlands are no exception. I sincerely hope that you make it out of the country alive and that the captain has taken good care of you. He's a trustworthy man, if a bit brash. He'll take you to any port along the Fluma River, though the deal we struck is to take you as far as Persico. The captain is a trusted merchant, however, and not a trusted friend. Keep your secrets close and do not tell him of your final destination. In the capital city, you must search for one of my colleagues, a person I have known for many moons. A fellow follower of the tower, you will find her amongst the tower's greenhouses. A lover of natural things and grower of olibanum, she is called Chok Chok Polarka. Her feathers are incandescent and her beak is filled with razor-sharp teeth. She is difficult to miss. She'll guide you in the difficult times ahead. Deliver this to her upon your meeting.
And as you
See,
kind of,
we just don't tell anyone. We gotta give it to a bird. Like, that's what I said.
as you're both kind of inspecting this, you realize that this is only like the top portion of the letter, maybe the top quarter of it. Though there's a bunch of other, really assorted letters here that are kind of gibberish. They don't really make sense. A kind of a random assortment of letters, not even forming words, in just different languages.
Cipher?
It's a code.
it
We need
is-
to find
Yeah.
a cipher.
Probably some sort of code.
Hey, Danny. You want to
Yeah.
look at the code?
I mean, yes.
I proffer the letter.
Roll an intelligence check.
I'm pretty sure he's the smartest one here.
21.
So this is absolutely some sort of written code. Now the languages that you do recognize, there's common letters in here. There's letters in Dwarven here. What other languages do you speak there, Danny? I forget.
Common, Goblin, Sylvan, Dwarven, Undercommon.
The rest of them you don't really recognize.
So you said
Also
common and
speak
what?
Common and Dwarven at least.
I also speak Abyssal, Infernal, Draconic, and Elven. If I
Draconic
see
and
those
Elven.
words-
Draconic and Elven letters are also present.
I'll point them out.
But even when you you put your brain bites and power together,
Funny.
yeah, it's not enough to even the letters in any languages that you know, when they're combined or even broken apart, they don't make any sense. So Danny, you're aware that you need some sort of cipher for this to really break it, or it would probably take you a week or two of really just really studying it to break it. But that would take. You wouldn't be doing anything else in that time, pretty much.
Yep. So it's a cipher. We need the ability to break the code. I probably can't break the code. Yeah.
We don't really need to break it, right? We're taking it to this this bird. The bird's gonna tell us what it means.
I just like to know things.
Yeah. What am I carrying, right? I mean, these could be instructions for something awful. I don't know.
Danny, has that ever stopped you before?
No.
Right.
Oh.
Right on then.
Once the bird gets it, if it turns out to be something awful, we'll whack the bird, and then we'll have
We
roast
are
chicken.
already all planning to go to hell. What worse thing do we think this letter contains?
Yeah, that's fair.
Just like to know things, though.
Who wants to carry
Okay.
these?
Did we tell the captain we're going to hell?
I don't believe so.
Good.
It's entirely possible you may have mentioned it in passing, but If
He
you
thinks we're
did,
idiots, and
it-
he would have discarded it.
there's a pretty good chance that he either thought you were being sarcastic or yeah, you're an idiot. So
Love that.
now this letter that Danny is now holding on to and is asking you folks who wants to carry it.
I'll you know what? I'll pocket it. I'll carry it. I'm good at hiding things. I'll carry it.
Okay. And at this point, it's
Okay, I'm just a thief, but it's fine. You take it.
Are you an experienced smuggler?
Yes. Are you, sir?
You would
Okay.
take the letter.
Fine. You can
No,
carry it.
No, I mean, hey, if you're also an experienced smuggler, game recognizes game, so.
I'm an experienced smuggler, and I'm big wink.
Listen, you gotta start somewhere.
All right then.
Great. Entry level position looking for 5 years experience.
Yeah. Well, so a little meta. I was reading about the Alchemist class, and it's supposed to fill a similar role as a rogue, I think, or thief. So it's interesting.
that's kind of cool. Good to know.
Yeah. Ish.
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 But if somebody had to have it, you or me, so no big deal.
Yeah, it's good. You can hide things. I can hide things.
Good.
So Danny, as you kind of slip this scroll away, it's pretty much just past dawn. It's nice and quiet. The crew is going about their business. None of you guys haven't had like any breakfast or anything like that yet. But it appears that the crew is mostly having looks like hardtack and fish, and probably some sort of ale. Not much in the way of fresh water. But yeah, they're going about their business. Muri has just kind of stepped away from the wheel, and the captain Brian Grinder is actually up at the forecastle here now, standing. But he's within maybe 15 feet of you, just kind of at the wheel. But other than that, you guys have all morning to do kind of whatever you want. Does anybody have anything
Can I
specific? Go ahead.
Press to digitate salt water into fresh water. I know it won't last forever, but once we pee it out, I don't care if it becomes salt water again.
That is a great question. I think prestidigitation, you'd be changing the flavor of it. I mean, you could clean it, but in this sense, you'd just be removing all of the microbes from it, so it'd still be salt water. So I mean, it would taste
you
like
could
fresh
kill
water, but
somebody
it tastes like fresh water. But yeah, it would kill you because it's salt water. So
That would be awesome.
that's a really
Use
cool
that.
idea. I hadn't even
Yeah.
considered that. Keep that in your back pocket for later. So no, you could
Yeah,
not like
drink,
you could
drink.
not make it potable, but you can make people think it was.
That's horrible. I love it.
I love it.
That is awful, and I love it.
I want to file that one away next time I play Spellcaster.
Yeah, that's great.
So, do you think I have 2 hours available?
Yeah, you probably have 2 to 4 hours available. Sure. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna find a corner of the boat somewhere to be undisturbed and copy Sea Touch Elixir and Salamander Elixir into my formula book.
Okay. You have to make a craft check at the end of that, right?
Don't
For
think
copying.
so.
Oh, man, we had talked about this a while ago. I honestly forget.
A purchased formula. Oh, wait. Yeah. You can copy a formula into your formula book in 1 hour, either from a schematic or directly from someone else's book.
Oops.
If you have a formula, you can craft a copy of it using the crafting skills.
Ah. So you could
formulas for
so you could just add it to your formula book without just after
Yeah.
an hour. You're not making a copy of it. You're just putting
adding
it
it
in
to
there.
my book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can copy
Just
a formula
making a
into your
copy of
formula
it
book
in his
1
spellbook.
hour.
I mean, I would think he'd just slide it into his spell book. Just like,
Yeah,
I don't
know,
need
exactly.
a
I
copy of
don't
it.
know.
Just shove it in there.
This is just it.
It's
Yeah.
loose leaf.
Yeah. Just your little binder.
Ring
Click.
binder.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll allow
Just
it.
gonna
That's
do it.
fine. We'll go
Okay.
with that for now. I'm okay with that. Cool. Yeah. So you'll take your time to do that. Kind of. So Danny kind of goes off onto his own corner. How about Tor? What are you thinking you're doing?
I'm gonna go get some of that hardtack and fish and nail from the galley.
Sweet. Yeah, the cook kind of looks up at you and he just kind of nods. You also notice that as he takes a bite out of some hardtack that he is missing his tongue, so can't really talk to you. But you know, he doesn't have to know if his food tastes good or not.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the tongue's not in here, but if it is, I'll enjoy it. I'll grab my stuff and walk away.
Okay. Yep.
Turn.
Let's see. How about Cyra? What are you doing?
I'll go follow Tor along and grab some food.
Okay.
I am horrified by his comment, and I'm just like wide-eyed in silence for a while.
It's fair.
Hey,
Do not
his
like.
tongue's in there and you don't want it, I'll take it.
I mean,
Sir, I'm gonna. I have no idea. I'm lost. I'm gonna go eat alone.
it's okay.
I'll sit by her anyway, even if she tries to sit alone.
Yeah, every time you go to sit down by a railing and Tor sits next to you, and then you like stand up and move away, and he just kind of gets up and follows you. Not quite like a lost puppy, but like very, very clearly knows what he's doing. Azalea, while they're kind of eating breakfast and Danny's off on his own, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be eating too, but I just kind of want to watch these two interact. Like, okay, so this is what they do.
Trying to learn how to be social, just maybe not in the.
We're the
Social.
worst
I'm
sample.
Just enjoying the chaos. Like, okay, this is what's happening.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna try moving closer to you to see if it works and see if he stops.
Hold on.
Do you move closer? Do you let me move closer, Azalea?
No.
we just become a little trail.
Yeah, you guys are just like doing circles around the ship. Danny's not paying any attention. You guys all three of you notice the captain just like making these weird, confused faces, and then like he's making these kind of noises to himself, and it just kind of chooses to ignore you. I mean, you're not getting in anybody's way somehow.
It's only because Azalea has some sense.
Yeah. Yep.
I would not have accomplished that on my own.
Okay. So going on through the morning, you guys kind of finish your breakfast. Those of you who eat, Danny, you knock out your formulas. You have those; they're in your book now, so that's fine. Yeah, and towards it's getting towards midday. I need one of you to roll a survival check for me. I don't care who, just somebody.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll.
Tor's doing it. He said sure first.
All right. I'm not trained, so I'm not a good choice.
I got 16.
Okay, so Tor, you had noticed as you were kind of chasing Cyra around that the early morning sun, the sunrise was actually behind you. I'm sorry, it was in front of you. Excuse me. Yeah, I know directions. Directions are hard. I don't have a good survival skill apparently. No, you're heading west now. As you're you were heading toward this. Anyway, you're heading west. Either way, long story short.
I almost took a feat that allows me to know exactly where I'm at all the time, even when like it's cloudy and shit.
When the DM doesn't.
Well, yeah, even when I don't. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's okay.
But I didn't. Not yet.
Oh. But based on that and Tor, your knowledge of the general geography of the area, you're probably going to reach port just after midday. You guys are making really good timing.
Wait, which port? I'm so sorry. This is a genuine question.
To Carthos.
Oh, cool.
So
cool,
you've
cool.
kind of rounded the horn,
Yes.
and you're heading west now. So yes.
Yeah.
Now
So I remember I have my task there to do, but wasn't there like an island or something we were going to that we had that would send us to hell?
so.
Sharith Abtisa?
Sharith Abtisa is a country out west.
Oh, okay. So we got to go there.
It's further.
I thought
up
it was
the
an
Fuma.
island we were going to. Yeah, I looked at it. I saw it.
Yep. So yeah, that would be another couple of weeks journey upriver. You're not going to make as much speed going upriver as you are in the open bay
Yeah.
anyway. Just got to be a little bit more cautious on the river. But yes, so you're going that way. but you have to pass through Carthos first. But by about midday, the sun is high in the sky and it's clear blue skies out. It's very nice. It's very comforting to have your second day under non-cloudy skies where you're not possibly going to get eaten by something. The sea breeze is really cool, getting almost towards cold actually. And the ocean spray is definitely cold, so you guys do your best to avoid the sides of the ship. There's more gulls kind of wheeling overhead now. And the water out to your west, out in front of you, is actually beginning to become more trafficked. You see more like what looks like fishing boats and other vessels moving to and fro, but mostly things out to the west. And Tor, you've kind of figured out you got like an hour or two, more past midday until you get there. And even from here, you can see kind of the sprawl of the city out in the distance. It's kind of this great stretch of a mishmash of buildings, homes, warehouses, other. It's hard to really make out any particular detail this far out. But is there anything you guys want to do in the last couple of hours here before you get off of the open sea, or are you guys just gonna kind of chill?
Kind of where are we all? Are we all kind of together somewhere on the ship?
You can be, yeah.
Are we still following each other around? Like,
I was gonna say if we're chasing each other, we'll eventually.
I'm at the tail end of I'm the caboose. So, what are the other two doing? Did we finally settle down?
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say that we should probably get together and make like a game plan for. It's a big city, and we need to know what we're.
Make a board game. Make a tabletop game.
Exactly. Yeah, just like a strategy RPG game. We gotta like.
Yeah, our D&D characters are gonna play D&D.
Yeah.
They're gonna get together and play D&D, so they need to roll some characters.
But yeah, I think we do need to like figure out what we're doing because it's a big city. And we need to figure out what we need to do and how we're gonna do it because. Cyra is a wild card, and without a plan, things will.
Well, Azalea, you're pretty good at finding secure spots, I think. So if you'll find one, I'll go find Danny, and then.
No one's gonna talk about Danny.
Well, I mean, yeah, you both, but like.
I can be trusted to be honest. I'm sorry. Is that a problem for you?
That's not what I was talking about. You just do things sometimes. Well, okay, Danny too.
You kind of just did something sometimes too when you cut that rope.
Climbing into the building? With the voice-stealing monster?
What were you gonna do? It's fine. We're just gonna make a plan, and I just don't want things to go off the rails. That's all. Because you can't keep quiet, and we know that.
So in the middle of this, I'll walk up with a bottled lightning. Be like, "Hey, do you guys think this would be more effective at sea?"
Do we know it's bottle lightning? Can we tell?
You guys
We can probably tell.
Is there lightning going off in the bottle?
You guys can make intelligence checks if you want.
All right.
Fuck around and find
out. 10.
Yeah. Looks like lightning in a bottle, my dude.
Oh, that's cool, Danny. Looks like you captured lightning in a bottle.
Yep, sure did. Zap.
I don't know. Probably everything's good at sea except for, I don't know, fire. Water puts out fire, right? So that's probably a bad idea, but
most boats are made of wood, so.
No, that's true too. You did set that boat on fire, so.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
You'll take note, I didn't use Alchemist fire during the fight earlier. I used, frost. So
yeah, that's right.
Not to burn the boat down, but our boat.
Oh, it's great. You did also leave me on the other boat.
Oh,
so that was
about that.
You
Sorry.
did jump on the other boat.
Yeah,
with
before
the
I realized
enemy.
we were running away. That wasn't ever. You just kind of did it.
Yeah, well,
it's
sorry.
Fine.
Well,
I'm back here.
Someone was going to run away.
Yeah, but it didn't have to be us while I was on
well,
the other
if
boat.
they ran away while they had control of the boat. I'm just saying what you said earlier was really rude.
You're just being belligerent now?
Yes. Are you going to apologize?
No.
Fine. See how it goes.
So as the
I just honestly believe that you need a chaperone. That is all.
I think you need some compassion and a heart.
Well, let's just see what happens next time we get in a fight.
Next time you're injured, maybe?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I can't do that.
Well, we can perform some exploratory surgery and see if she has heart.
And if it is in fact 3 sizes too small?
Yes.
So as the three of you are discussing the possibilities of organs and possible lack of those, Danny, you with your bottled lightning, just happen to be standing in the right spot and admiring your own handiwork. Really, just kind of ignoring the stupidity that's going on here. And as you're holding up your glass bottle of lightning, you unintentionally really look through the bottle out behind the ship, and you can see 5 bright red sails behind you on 5 different ships. Appear to be gaining. And Danny, they're about the same shape as the long ship that attacked you guys just yesterday, but even larger. And actually, Danny, even from here, I mean, maybe your glass is maybe producing a little bit of a, an enhancing effect. And you can see it appears to be armored people aboard, and you can see there's the light kind of glinting off of what looks to be steel. But they're behind you, and they appear to be gaining on you.
Why do our lookouts suck? Hey, there's boats behind us, like a bunch of bad ones. I think they look bad. We should tell someone.
Like pirates again?
I think so. Red sails, armor, bad.
Sarah, I take back everything I just said.
But do you apologize?
Sure.
I just start yelling, "Pirates! Pirates!" Just like yelling, trying to get somebody's attention.
Fine, I didn't mean to insult you. I'm sorry. We gotta go fight now. We're gonna die.
Okay, I forgive you, and I have fun fact. I took reach, so my healing spells. I don't have to touch people anymore. I can do it at a distance.
Nice.
That's
Thank
important to know.
Yes.
Nice.
And,
That's good.
So, Danny, as you shout, and the other two behind you kind of make up whatever is happening there. The captain turns around and he says, "God damn you, you fucking idiots! Haven't you opened your goddamn eyes?" And he starts shouting at the sailors to kind of try to get the ship moving any sort of faster, which is not really happening. And
A lot of ships.
they continue to gain, and Tor, as you kind of like your attention is drawn away from the interpersonal conflict that's going on board the on the ship here, and you step to the rear of the vessel and you look out, and as you kind of make note that there's like 5 ships and they're all coming at you, you notice that there's something else in the water, not necessarily ships.
Sharknado.
The weather is too clear for a Sharknado, but I appreciate the effort.
A kraken, perhaps?
Is a very dark form kind of just below the surface. It's actually got a very slight wave coming over the top of it, as it is kind of coming towards you at horrifying speeds.
Can I tell what it is?
You will need to make an Arcana check. It is far larger than the dolphins from the other day. Probably
17?
17.
I don't have to be trained in it, right?
No.
Okay, 17.
So even though you have been on ships before, this thing you have no idea.
I haven't heard any tales from sailors or anything
There
like that.
there are enough tales of leviathans and kraken and other monsters that it could be any of the above. You don't see enough of it.
I'm just going to yell, "Captain, monster in pursuit!" And I'm going to point, and hopefully when the sailors know what I'm talking about.
At this point, Muri comes running up. She grabs the wheel, and the captain steps away, and he comes over to you, Tor, and he claps you on the shoulder, and he's going to take a look. And he goes, I'm monster in pursuit. Not sure what it is. Muri, get over here. Maybe you know what it is.
Can I roll for it as well?
Sure. Yeah. If you guys, now that it's been
Idea.
pointed out to you guys, if any of you want to make Arcana
I don't know
checks,
shit.
feel free.
It's a monster in pursuit.
Well, I rolled a 16.
I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. So Muri comes over and she says, Captain. Then she goes, before she even finishes, she goes, everybody brace! 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 It's a dragon turtle! It's a dragon turtle!
Now I want to see what the fuck that looks like.
And,
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
So she tells all of you to brace. Are you going to brace?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
So
I'm gonna brace on the captain.
I'm trying to like
okay.
Yes.
Sure.
I'm small enough to do it.
Here. Dragon turtle.
Love
holy shit,
it.
that thing's cool.
Yeah.
very
It's
cool.
pretty fucking neat.
Let's go. Also gonna fuck us up. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, and I'm not going to have you guys roll initiative here, because it's not much you can do about it right now because it's underneath the boat, and it's going to attack the boat. I'll just tell you how much damage it does. So
To the boat?
To the boat. Yeah, to the ship. Let's see. It does 20, 24, 33. Okay, and then it do 6, 3, 9 plus 48 points of damage to the ship in its first attack on the ship. So yeah, and as this kind of the wood cracks and splinters, and you guys are almost tossed all over, like off overboard. But thankfully, all of you had taken a brace, and Cyra, you're like clinging to the captain's leg, which he's going to.
He's gonna hate. I fully expect him to try to kick me off.
Yeah. What is your fortitude DC? Yeah, your fortitude DC.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, so he just he actually rather than like kicking you off, he like grabs your face, and he just like pushes you
no one.
away. He like grabs it, pushes you off, and he goes, "Grab something else!" And then he runs over to the wheel, and he starts shouting. And then, but Cyra,
Make an effort to grab something else.
when this happens, and as you go to grab, you end up on one of the railings near the wheel. You notice that he's got the wheel in one hand, and he's got a necklace that you hadn't noticed previously. The jarring of being hit by this dragon turtle. You notice that he's got a necklace, and it looks like maybe part of a femur or something, or a bone. Like a longish bone, probably as long as your forearm at least, and thicker. But yeah, it seems to have a bunch of carvings on it and stuff like that. And he's got one hand on the wheel, and he's got one hand on the bone. And
He's a religious man.
he's making noises at it. It's about as far as you can tell there. Yeah, so you can hear the dwarves catching up behind you, as you can actually hear them shouting across the water now. This seems to be quite a cacophony, as now, even as the ship has kind of bucked, being struck in the rear, a great plume of steam rises up, and you watch as 2 or 3 of the sailors near the rear of the ship that were thankfully in the way, and able to take the blast for you, are just scalded, and you hear them screaming as they fall overboard, just like charred and burned from this extremely hot water. And you hear the ship continue to crack and break. I'm going to have everybody roll perception checks.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
For
21.
38.
Okay.
It's a 38. Yeah, 38.
And
Oh,
Natural 1.
Okay, so while all of this is happening, right, you guys are kind of trying to secure yourselves. Azalea, there is so much shit going on. You are not
Unfortunately removed from the ship.
paying any attention. You're just trying to keep undercover as best you can. But is there anything you guys? I'll give you guys the chance for like a turn. Is there anything you guys want to do other than just kind of hold on? Or is there anything you want to attempt?
I want to try to find a place that will let me play my drum while not in the line of battle, but like fairly close to people.
Yeah, you could move towards the center of the ship, near the center mast. You could probably
Okay.
stay there and hold on with one hand, and then maybe try to play it with another, like kind of tie it to your belt, sort of deal. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can try to do that. Yep.
And I want to know, I mean, this may be a question for later. Does it look like this dragon turtle is in cahoots with these boats, or does it just happen to be here with them? Did it perhaps feel conflict? What do we know? Or is that a roll for later?
I will tell you that after everybody gets around to
'Kay.
their stuff. So, Tor, what are you trying to do at this point? Anything.
Is the boat pretty stable now?
Yep, but you can all hear, even Azalea, you can hear that people are shouting something along the lines of that the boat is taking on water.
I'm gonna go down and help them repair.
Okay. Yeah, there's sailors down
back
there
souls.
with buckets and they're trying to, get the water out of
If there
there.
are heavy things needed lifted, I'll lift them.
Yeah, you grab as much wood as you can carry, and they're starting to throw just wood over the holes as best they can. It's not the most efficient thing, but trying to keep yourselves afloat, you're gonna do what you can. Danny, what are you doing?
Is there a mast nearby?
Near
Yeah,
me?
yep. There's one at the center, there's one at the rear, and there's one at the front.
And we are currently in the center. Or the rear?
You were at the rear. Yeah, you guys were all at the rear.
I want to climb up a mast just to get a better view of everything going on, and also to not be on the surface level with this dragon turtle.
Make an athletics check for me.
Acrobatics.
No.
Okay.
you're not going to be doing front flips while climbing.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
That'd be pretty cool.
It was. Thankfully, there's plenty of netting to climb up, and you don't make it all the way to the top, but you get pretty high up, and you're out of the way for the most part. Are you just trying to get a better view, or just?
Yeah, and can I see if the boats are maneuvering in any different way? The ones that are behind us, are they still coming just straight at us, or are they doing something different?
So now I'm gonna get to kind of everybody's perception rolls here. So Danny and Tor and Cyra, all of you know.
Azalea get a maneuver.
Say that again.
I didn't
Does
even
Azalea get a maneuver?
Oh yeah, that's fair. Go ahead, Azalea. My bad.
It was the
Yeah, bitch.
It was
Fuck
your
you.
natural one of just cowering. My bad.
Bench. Spinch.
Bench.
She's blind, but
Fair. No, you're right.
maybe she
My
wants
bad.
to go get some water.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I was actually gonna take a potion of water breathing in case I had to get away.
Nice.
Okay, that's fair. It's important. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
chug that down.
I don't know on the app if I can like add the effects of that, or it just means I'm not gonna drown for an hour. Is that what it means?
I believe that's the case.
Because it talks about spells, but I don't have any spells, so I can't look it up.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, you take that. Is there anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay.
Maybe get a weapon ready, but no.
Okay. So Danny, from your perch, could you mute yourself, please? Thank you. So Danny, from your perch, you see that the ships are mostly coming straight at you, except for the two kind of on the outside. They kind of went a little wide. It looks like they're either going to try to get in front of you, or maybe I don't know, try to cut you off or just slow you down somehow. The other three, one's trailing behind the dragon turtle's form, and the other two are just going to try to come up straight on your sides, is what it looks like. And Tor, as you're kind of down below decks, the damage is pretty severe down here, and you're quite thankful that you can see a port in front of you. You know that you're going to be able to at least limp into port And even if the ship doesn't survive, you're pretty confident in your ability to swim that far. Maybe not with any sort of cargo or anything like that, but that is what it is. And as for Cyra, so Cyra, you are seeing a lot of things going on here, on and around you. You just have a little bit more of a sense of what's going on, and you have a better view of the front, out what's in front of you, than kind of what's behind you. The forecastle's out behind you. You can't really see anything back that way. But you, however, realize that this cacophony has seemingly drawn other ships towards you. Now, you probably expect, just based on the quick response time, that these ships are already underway, and they either spotted you or had a report that something was happening. But you, with your eagle eyes, can see that there's a large number of ships moving towards you, maybe 5 or 10. It's kind of hard to count between what's a fishing boat and what's not. Comes out to about 8 after a couple seconds of counting. You see that they fly the colors of Carthos, which it's a big white flag, is a golden anchor at the center, a brown roc, a great bird, perched atop of it, and it's got a black lotus in its beak. And they're under oar power because you guys have the wind right now, but they appear to be armed with like heavy ballistas, and actually some of them seem to have straight catapults on them. But they're racing to kind of meet you, and you realize that there's other slower ships behind them. You really are just watching as the Carthian navy is doing its best to reach you guys. And you can hear the dwarves clearly picked up on it as they start shouting and banging their weapons on their shields. Danny, you can see them kind of getting ready for a challenge, rather than maybe necessarily boarding you guys. They're directing their attention forward, but the mast and the sails are in the way, so you can't really see what's going on in front of you. And Cyra, again with your brilliant eagle eyes, as you're kind of surveying the kind of coming clash of ships, which you realize is only going to happen in a minute or two, you see a flash of silver in the sun, above, kind of not above you yet, but coming towards you. And you realize that this thing, you very quickly realize that there is a dragon coming out towards you. There's just this great roar and an extremely loud boom as this thing flies past you extremely quickly, and you see that it kind of uses a breath weapon down toward the dragon turtle as it passes by the ship at very high speed. And Danny, you see this dragon. It's just very sudden. You don't hear it coming, and then it goes past you, and you hear a loud boom. And you see these silver scales, and it breathes this white cloud down out of the water, and immediately you hear like the popping and booming of ice. You see it, all of you, again, save for Azalea. Even Tor, you hear all of these noises, but thankfully it doesn't rock the ship, so you're just kind of mildly confused as to what's going on. You're just trying to stay afloat at this point. But Danny and Cyra, you lose sight of it as it kind of wheels around, and you realize that they each kind of get a breath weapon off at each other, the dragon turtle and this silver dragon. And then Danny, specifically, being at your vantage point, you see that the dragon turtle actually pulls away from the ship. And the dwarves, kind of seeing this, kind of shout in dismay as the Carthian navy kind of catches up to you, and they start slinging bolts and small boulders in the direction of the dwarves, and they quickly lower their sails and turn around as quick as they can. It seems that you guys have been rescued for the time being, even though you guys are heavily damaged. And the dragon does a couple of passes at the dwarven ships, but quickly turns around and heads back toward the port, back over you guys. Kind of disappears into the city. And so at this point, the crew is still shaking. Those of them that are still on board. Looks like 4 or 5 may have gone overboard after that first attack there. Danny, you're still up in the rigging. Is there anything you wanted to do?
Crawl down.
Okay, yeah, you're able to do that fairly quickly. You're shaking quite a bit, but yeah, you get down. Azalea, is there something you wanted to do?
No, but it's good to know I wasted a decent potion. You think we were gonna get rescued if I just waited a second?
You could still jump
that's
overboard.
Yeah. You could go make use of it.
Just be overboard.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Just swim underwater for an hour.
Yep.
Seems kind of like a waste. No, I'm good. I didn't get a good perception. I'm probably just not seeing enough to actually react to anything.
It's fair. Tor, how about you? Now that you're still just repairing, or what?
Yeah, I'll continue to help. I
Yeah.
don't really know what's going on upstairs. However, I do know that I don't want the ship to continue to flood and us all, have to abandon it.
Yeah. So, Tor, even with your aid, there's really not that many sailors aboard this ship. Maybe like 40 or 50 total. And most of them are doing their best to help you repair. There's just giant tears along the port side and in the aft of the ship, and some of the wood is actually burnt. It appears from that steam breath attack, and the best that you can tell, you're probably not. This ship is not going to be seaworthy for a while. And Tor, you're actually no shit up to your waist in water as you're like doing your best to hammer wood in and help guys move buckets and whatnot. So Cyra, is there anything you're trying to do?
Use prestidigitate to move objects, and so I'm gonna get down into the hull, and I'm gonna start moving water out of the ship.
Okay. Yeah. So you do your best to kind of like get the water out and overboard, and it helps. It helps a little bit. It seems to have kind of stabilized at about it'd be your head height, Cyra. But about Tor's waist. So yeah, it's taken on water, but it seems that you guys are starting to get the best of it for the moment, anyway. And Danny and now Azalea as well, as things kind of like there's still frantic activity, but it seems that most people are below decks. And as the kind of the Navy ships go by you, you finally take notice of them. But also, as you guys kind of limp toward the port, you notice three other ships that kind of pull up alongside you, and you realize that they appear to be like tugs, and they like throw ropes at you, and like some of the sailors like start tying bits off, and they start like towing you toward the port. And at this point, the captain is mostly just shouting orders at his people, but Muri's got the helm, and it seems like he's mostly got things under control. So while you guys are being towed into port, is there anything specific you guys wanted to do?
I'd just go to the bow of the ship and observe the port and the city, see what things look like.
Okay, cool. Cyra, how about you?
I am much concerned right now, and so I'm just gonna try to help.
Okay.
Like, even if it's not meaningful help. This was very stressful, and I have to do something.
Yeah.
Or go crazy.
Okay. Azalea, how about you?
Well, if everybody's downstairs, I might as well see what's going on.
Yeah. You are immediately shoved into the bucket brigade, as the pumps seem to be not working, and you're just tossing pails of water overboard.
Well, this is a mistake, but okay.
Do I see Azalea doing that?
You're a little more focused on the city out in front of you. So you're not really paying attention to them. And Tor, are you gonna stay below?
Yeah.
Okay.
Till we pull in, and once we're in, then it's their problem.
Okay.
I just don't want us to drown.
Yeah. Yep. So, So as you all kind of continue to do this, you guys are towed toward the city of Carthos. And Danny, as you're kind of looking, you and Tor and Azalea have had some experience with this city before. Cyra seems to be the only one who has never been here, but that's okay, as Carthos is a sprawling city of well over 100,000 people. There are many people here. Its houses are a mishmash of designs ranging from red brick abodes to like wooden stilt homes by the shore, stone bastions by the pit, half-timbered houses in the residential areas, chateaus for the rich and hovels for the poor. The eastern side of the city, so the bay side of the city, is packed very close together. The homes, stores, and warehouses built a long, long time ago, definitely not with enough space to really grow. The Kothon is the name of the harbor. It's called the Kothon. It's a kind of a great disk of water that's actually been like dug into the shoreline. It's a man-made lagoon just south of the Fluma. There you can see many ships of all sizes. Danny, as you're the only one who's really paying attention, but you see that there's small fishing boats. You see like massive ships bigger than this one, maybe the size of the ones that you guys saw in the port at Calcrapa, armed with ballistas and catapults and whatnot. The cries of gulls mingle with the sound of industry. Even as you get closer, you can hear all of the sound of metal and people and moving merchandise. And you can see plumes of wood and coal smoke kind of turning what was blue air kind of this weird haze. Even as you're towed into this manufactured lagoon, you can see many hundreds of people just at the harbor alone, of all ancestries, working. You see sailors, dock workers, merchants, really anybody you can think of is probably here, representing a seemingly endless parade of cultures. Definitely styles of dress and even ancestries that you just don't recognize. I mean, Danny, you spent most of your life underground, so most things are new to you. But even here in Carthos, you've spent time here, and even just looking around here, there are still things that are new to you. And even here in Azalea, you even notice this as well. As you guys are towed in and into the Kothon, you notice that there are two more of those golden ships, golden vessels that one like the one you had seen at Calcrapa. You know, the strange water wheels on the side and the large stack in the center. And the smell of the sea is overtaken by that of a quote-unquote refined society. It stinks. It's gross. It's a scent most of you recognize. Azalea and Tor, both of you know that...
Wonderful smell you found.
It's disgusting. It's sewage and decaying fish and other things. But Azalea and Tor, you guys both know that the rich people, live toward the center of the city, where they can kind of be safe from any direction, surrounded by the old city wall. Pretty much, the old city wall is just for the well-to-do people. Those people all have sprawling estates of green grass surrounded by these high walls and guards that kind of... All of this indicates just wealth. And all of their homes are tall enough from the center of the city. They seem to be on almost like a small hill, so that they can see the harbor from their homes. Danny, you recall specifically, and Tor as well, the pit. The pit is on the north side of the city. It's a great open pit mine, dug many years ago. Early enough that neither of you really remember, or were told. Tor can probably make a history check later, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But Danny, you're very well of the dangers that lurk in the pit there. And the city is covered in the trappings of wealth, is one run by the guilds. Each headquarters is near the Kothon, near the water, where most of the money is made, though the guild masters themselves live on Merchant's Row, which is the rich people part of the city. A few of you, however, are intimately aware of the seedy underbelly of the city. It's best to keep your coin purse close and your weapons a bit closer. The Kothon here is the center of commerce and it's where the money is made, but it's got the most money and crime. Now, as you guys are pretty much rowed into port here, the sailors are kind of pulling up the sails, and you realize that they kind of Tor and Cyra and Azalea, they kind of give up trying to get the water out of the bottom of the ship as as the ship actually no shit runs aground, and you hear it just and you all kind of like, oh god, and you almost fall over. And Danny, you realize that you've been pulled into what was probably supposed to be like a dry dock, but it hasn't been drained yet. But yeah, you all managed to hang on as you guys are just like kind of towed in and then actually pushed in the last little bit. It's just the wood is just scraping and cracking against the bottom against the ground. It's awful to listen to, and you guys quickly kind of evacuate the bottom of the ship.
I'll walk out, and as I pass Cyra and then Azalea, I'll be like, all right, well, our work here is done. I'll see you guys on shore.
That was a very bad sound. Was it supposed to make that sound?
I don't know, but we're here, so this is the sailor's job, not ours.
It's true.
Danny, you hear Tor and them coming up from below decks, and you can hear their voices.
Are they putting out gangways yet? Like,
yeah, yep. There's a couple of
Okay.
sailors starting to put down gangways.
so I see Tor and Cyra.
Yep, and Azalea as well.
Oh, all of us. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say, let's go. And, like, move over towards the where the gangways are being extended.
I'll walk by the captain and be like, well, looks like you have a lot of work here to get done. We'll leave you to it. This thing sails again. Come find us.
So, as you say that,
And then
to
I'll
him,
walk off.
Tor, you realize he is furious. Not with you, of course, but like he's real rip shit, and he just says, "Come back to the ship." As you're kind of walking away, come back to the ship in 2 days, and well, that way I'll have time to assess the damage. And he just kind of like leaves you to it. Like, he's very pissed off. He's not a happy man.
Or would I expect him to be?
I'm gonna do like raised eyebrows, raised shoulders, just try to get off the ship and go before he like says anything else.
And Danny and Azalea, you guys following?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I'm not interacting with any crew or anything. Like, they serve their purpose.
Fair enough. Okay, so it's just after, it's like mid-afternoon, going towards evening time, and so from what you guys know, that of things that you can afford, because you know that there are many things in the city that are way outside of your price range, even taverns and whatnot. So let's see, specifically Tor. Tor, you know that on the north side of the city, there's a tavern called the Quarrelsome Quarry. You know you've been there before. It's fairly cheap. And then just from you guys' experience around the Kothon here, Azalea and Danny, you both know that there's a place called the Silver Scale Scullery, and there's one called Ino's Tavern. Both of them are fairly cheap. So you have a couple of options for at least finding some place to stay.
Hey, guys, I know a good place with some. Wait, what was that, Danny?
What, the Silver Scale?
Oh, I stayed at the Quarrelsome Quarry. That's pretty good ale.
Okay. Yeah, I like them both.
Up on the north side? You guys like north side?
Actually, no.
No? Oh, well.
It is quite dangerous over there. Tor, you've done work up that direction. You know, because you were a guard, that it's dangerous over there. But you know also that the Quarrelsome Quarry is fairly well fortified, for lack of a better term. So it's as safe as anything's going to be in this city, you think.
All right. Well, I get that, Danny. Yeah, you're right. I've had to knock several heads over there. But it's well fortified. It's really secure. Uh, but if you're not feeling that, we can go wherever you're going. I guess. Maybe, probably.
Yeah, it's just the north side, not good, close to the pit and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Silver Scale's not bad. Silver Scale's okay.
Okay. So luckily, that's not very far from where you are. It'll take you a couple minutes to get there. And there is just a massive crowd as people have kind of gathered around to watch the brilliant barrel get towed into port. A lot of the work has just stopped, and there's a couple of other ships at dock that are being repaired. You realize a lot of these are Merchant Guild or Sailors Guild ships. But the Sailors Guild ships tend to be larger, just in general, from what you guys can tell, than the Merchant Guild ships. As far as the ones that are seaworthy, there's just a whole mix of guild ships and certain countries having their own ships. You notice that the Underhaul has a ship here. You see that there's a couple of just Carthian Navy ships. It looks like some northern ships of gnomish design. It seems just kind of a big hodgepodge of whoever is here is here. It seems to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, port city in the world. And so as you kind of descend the gangways and kind of push your way through the crowds, there's mostly Undine, people of Undine descent here. There are a lot of humans. You notice that there's Tengu here. There's like many dwarves that are here. There's some half-elves and elves just kind of wandering around. But yeah, most people are just kind of admiring the wreck that is the brilliant barrel. You notice that the aftmost sail is all sort of fucked up and burned, and the mast is maybe not as straight as it should be. Maybe it warped a little bit in that steam. And you just notice the ass end is kind of like sank pretty far down, and then it's starting to settle down into the water, and you can tell the water is kind of raising up, and looks like they're letting it settle before they start draining it. You watch as they start closing these big, heavy dark gray metal doors, kind of behind the brilliant barrel to kind of start pumping out the seawater. And you guys head towards the Silver Scale Scullery. So it's kind of on the western side, and you guys kind of ended up on the northern side of the Kothon here. So you have to kind of go around the circle a little bit. But it doesn't take you long, maybe 15, 20 minutes to get there. Just mostly trying to just navigate the crowds. And Tor and Azalea, you guys are pretty at home here. Very easily make your way through crowds like this. Danny, you just try not to be underfoot, and Cyra, you're used to much larger creatures being around you, and you don't know where you're going, so you just kind of try to stay in between everybody. Go ahead.
I want to hold Azalea's hand, and I want to listen and figure out, is this normal? Has this been happening a lot? I want to pay no attention to my surroundings and only try to listen to the chatter around me.
Roll a society check.
Okay, I have. I think it's.
Is there anything else anybody wants to do while you're walking? That's a good thing to note.
No, I'm just doing a security scan, basically.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
Is this like a cobblestone or mud? Or sand?
This area is it's paved, so it's not like cobbles. It appears to be like paving stones rather than. So it's not like rounded like cobbles. It's pretty flat here. But yeah, it's roughly square paving stones.
I want to try to pickpocket someone real slick if I can. If anyone gets close enough.
Please don't pick me.
Roll a thievery check.
All right. One
Gotta
second.
keep them skills sharp.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, not bad. I rolled an
For them
18.
pickpocketing.
Hell yeah.
So 18 plus you said thievery?
Yes.
30.
Nice.
Okay.
Do
So
you get a minus for like a guarded item? How does?
Just trying to do like a coin purse or something. Like that.
yeah, that's okay. Because I'll apply those modifiers as required here. But thankfully, the city is pretty intense. And Tor, you don't really spot any potential dangers at all as you're kind of doing a security sweep for
Or at
your
least you
friends
don't
here.
think I spotted
You
it.
don't spot any anyway. You don't think you spot any. Danny, you're kind of leading the way, and Cyra, as you're kind of listening into the conversations, it seems like this is starting to happen more and more often as the Raiders, the Verkinger Raiders, are getting a little more brazen in their attacks, and this appears as far as the quick rumor that has erupted after your arrival, the most brazen attack yet. There's talks of some large sea monster. Somebody mentions a kraken. Somebody mentions a dragon turtle in correction, but is corrected again to something about a leviathan. Somebody says that there were 3 ships. Somebody says that there was 12. Quickly, this story has spread as the brilliant barrel has attracted attention, and so it seems like this is occurring the past couple of months, really. But they're getting closer and closer to the city. So you hear people worried about maybe an invasion. There's a lot of concern, a gathered concern. Now, Azalea, as you've got one hand holding Cyra's, the other hand you are kind of using your body to move your way through people and kind of purposefully run into people, and you're like, oh, sorry, and oh, sorry, excuse me, whatever, blah blah blah. But it seems like a lot of people are fairly well aware of this city's reputation, or at least this part of the city's reputation, for being a bit seedy. And so it's pretty hard to kind of find a way to pickpocket anything of any particular value until you get pretty close to the silver scale scullery. And as you guys kind of approach this tavern, you find a person who is perfectly drunk at maybe 4 or 5 in the afternoon, evening time. Who quickly he actually stumbles into you, and he seems to be a sailor of some sort, though not apparently not affiliated with a guild. And he's got his coin purse fairly well obvious, and you quickly, without anybody else noticing, by the way, you quickly snag it, and you guys kind of end up at the silver scale scullery, and it's a wide tavern. It's built in the kind of half-timbered style that you were used to seeing in the Ashlands, but it's a very strange contrast in that the walls, rather than painted these brilliant colors, they're just kind of white. It's very drab. It's almost sterile in comparison. But the sign hanging over the double wooden doors shows a very simple silver dragon scale and a butcher's blade. And as you guys kind of step inside, the heat of the place, it's very warm, and it kind of washes over you. And it's packed, absolutely packed, with sailors and dock workers. And it's a very dim room, and it's filled with smoke. There's people smoking. There's a fireplace inside. There's very short tables. There's rather tall tables. It seems that this place is used to catering to everybody. There's some heady fumes of these roasting meats mixed with tobacco and the sound of laughter and chatter and people just generally having a good time toward the end of their day. You see that there is behind the bar is a rather tall human woman, just under 6 feet. She's got her brown hair is braided, but she's kind of got it coiled around the top of her head, almost like a crown. She's got this very deep tan skin. She's got bright blue eyes. And rather than you know that there are certain escorts in this city. She's got a very, very low-cut dress, clearly meant to just attract people's attention, so she could probably sell them shit. Kind of weaponizing herself, as it were, to get some more money. And but there are other ladies and bartenders around. But Danny, you know this woman to just be named Scully. She seems to own the joint. But the place is packed, and Azalea, you slip that extra coin purse away to count later.
There's enough fucking people here, isn't there, Danny?
Yeah, it's busy. It's on the Koton. It's but it's good though. It's good. Keeps lots of visibility here. Less fights, I think.
Well, that sounds kind of boring. All right, well, lead the way.
What was the name of the person?
Scully.
Scully
In Boulder.
Yeah.
and Mulder.
Give him time.
I was getting to that. I thought of that as soon as I named that name. I was like, shit, can't use that.
So did I.
No, I'm doing it.
Yeah, if you don't know, we should go meet Scully.
I don't think I've run across Scully. Who's Scully?
There, let's go.
So Danny kind of drags you through the crowd, and you can see that it's mostly there's a lot of Undine in here. There's humans, half elves. There's a couple of dwarves. There's like one or two Tengu in here. It's a fairly well mixed crowd in here, and yeah, you guys get over to the bar, and you realize that there's a short bar and there's like a tall bar. So a bar that would be comfortable for Tor and a bar that would be comfortable for Cyra and Danny. You know,
You're saying there's a kids' table.
there's a kids table essentially.
Sorry, that's rude.
There's a couple of gnomes at the kind of the short bar, and yeah, you see Scully kind of handing out drinks, and Danny, she actually recognizes you. There's not very many goblins that come through here, and she says, "Oh, Danny, my love, how are you?" And she like
Instantly suspicious.
she like leans forward, like very clearly, like yeah. So what can I do for you and your friends? And she like winks at you, Tor. And she looks over at you, Azalea, and she just kind of smiles, but there's a little bit more behind that smile, a little bit inviting. And she kind of looks at you. She's a little more confused at how to deal with you, but she puts on a polite
I'm instantly afraid
smile.
of this very tall woman.
Well, we almost died just a little bit ago, so that's a thing. But yeah, things have been good. I really need a good cigar, and my friends here would probably like something. What do you guys want?
Does it look like she's actually attracted to Danny, or does it look like she is just trying to get him to pay her more money?
Roll a perception check.
Oh, that's not bad. It's going to be 20-something as soon as I find my perception again. 22.
Yeah, no, dude. She's just trying to get money out of the guy. She clearly doesn't. She's not into any of you, as far as you guys can tell. But she's trying to put on that show as if she is, and maybe weasel a little bit of money out of you guys.
Okay. Then I'm just going to let Danny and them go. I'm not going to say anything.
But yeah. So well, what can I get for all of you? I understand that you almost died. Yes, that's what you said. What happened, Danny boy? Please tell me.
It's nothing. It's stupid. You know how this place is. It's dangerous. But cigar. Holy smokes! I want one now.
Well, I suppose I could give you one on the house for maybe surviving your death. But I suppose if you wish to stay the evening, perhaps.
So look at everybody else. Look at the rest of our party. First off, I'll roll my eyes, like obviously, like oh god.
Yeah, you've seen this before.
But hey, you guys. Yeah, I mean, are we looking for a place to stay yet?
I'm gonna be like, Tor, where did you suggest?
The quarrelsome quarry.
It's
It's a fortress.
It sounds better than this place.
Yeah, this is getting pretty cheesy, but we can indulge Danny if he likes for one night, and then I can take you up to the quarrelsome quarry tomorrow.
Deal.
We're here, and we just had that incident, so.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right.
And she kind of looks
Hear
at
your
all of
stuff.
you and trying to figure out what's happening with your lives, and she says, "It'll be 2 copper pieces for the night, and for some food as well. Of course, my lovely little Danny boy, but I could give you some cigars, and I'm sure if the rest of your friends would like that, I could do that. Or ales. Ales are important. I understand that with the death-defying experience, you probably need something to wind down a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I'll take some.
Yes, we do. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'll. Sure. Yeah, let's go. Round of ales, and here's some
Good.
copper for my stay. So I'll give her the 2 coppers for the stay, and then how much for the ale?
This one's included at least. So,
Oh, okay.
are the rest of you paying 2 coppers for the night?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I get food instead of ale?
Of course, little one. Of course, I could do that for you. And she turns
After
around.
the captain, I literally have no idea what to do with this kind of like almost obsequious kindness. I just am so alarmed.
Yeah, and so she kind of takes all of your money. Azalea, you're paying too, yeah.
I'm gonna pay for everybody's using whatever I took from that guy.
So, Tor, you go to put your coppers down, and Cyra, you go to put yours down, and Azalea just kind of like pops out this money. And how much are you putting down? Just 8 coppers, or like a silver, or what are you doing?
Well, a silver to cover that and whatever food she wants in addition to whatever we're being given. So, yeah, we'll just do
1 silver.
a silver.
Yeah.
Assuming
Wow.
this
There is a
coin
silver.
purse has it.
So, Tor, you quickly take back your coppers, and Cyra, you just kind of put your hand back, and Danny, you hadn't even got to that point yet. But
Or be like courtesy of the locals.
High roller.
and
Wait. Did you say that out loud?
Oh yeah,
s-
not for everybody, but just kind of like
Just
a under my breath kind of a thing.
Yep.
Courtesy of the locals.
so Scully
Sure.
gladly takes the coin. Just
How much did
thank
the
you.
coin purse have?
Are you gonna count it out here?
Oh no! As long as it had the silver in there.
You were able. Yeah, you quickly fish around. You know what each coin feels like just based on size and minting and whatnot. And you're like, that's silver.
That's how I do.
You just kind of put it over there.
Okay.
And she before she gets any ale or anything like that, she gets each of you get a room key. She says, you'll be on the 3rd floor, loves. Please, just all right next to each other. You have a harbor view. Just as returning patrons. And she again looks to Danny like, kind of maybe expecting a little bit more, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
Great, good talk. We'll go now.
And so she just kind of like frowns a little bit, and then she
All right.
she goes to get drinks for people and a cigar and just food. Are you guys gonna find a table? Are you gonna stay at the bar? What are you guys thinking?
I was
Is
gonna
there-
say she's
Yeah, you guys go find us a table. I'll bring whatever she brings back.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we
I was
find a
gonna say
table.
look around for a table. That has
Yeah.
the 4 spots for us.
Yep. So you guys head over and find a rather tall table, just a high top. And, the short people are gonna have to kind of clamber up onto the stools for it, but it's the only thing with 4 spots available. And you
We can take some of the little chairs and use them as like step stools for the bigger chairs, and then return them. Like
I was just
chairs
gonna
for, like,
say,
bugs or something.
if you guys will like sit and hold your feet out straight, I can use it like a little stirrup.
No, I'm not doing that. And I'll just pick her up and I'll put her in a chair.
you just grab her by
You literally
the
just have to flex your foot.
you just grab her by the collar, like you scruff of the neck like a cat.
People
You
are
just
so
kinda-
rude these days.
And Danny, she quickly returns, and Scully sees that your friends have disappeared to another table, and she doesn't say anything. She just kind of hands you all of the stuff.
So I'm gonna take a gold piece and keep
Remember
it
to
under my hand.
Give her a tip, and just a tip.
Just I'm gonna take the gold piece and slide it across the table
Uh-huh.
and like kind of open my hand a little bit to show her like I'm giving her a piece of gold, but I don't want everybody to see it. And be like, hey, make sure we don't get stabbed tonight, and just be cool.
And she she looks at you and goes, All right. She's just like,
We'll come. I promise, we'll come back. I mean, it's a great place. Just come on, come on.
and she like she leans down to your level and it's a really conspiratorial tone. She says, "Look, you gotta understand. I gotta do these things for these new people. I gotta put on the show, and it works sometimes. And but yes, we'll
Oh, here for your trouble. For your trouble.
Yes,
for
yes,
your
yes.
trouble.
Thank you. She just like takes it and pockets it quick. Um, and then Danny, as you kind of like gather the assorted things, you're gonna have to make a second trip. But she quickly turns away and she's, "Oh, good evening, love. Oh, it's good to see you again." And she like, and you kind of disappear and you kind of like make your 2 trips and grab all of your items, and all your food and drink there. And it seems to be like bread bowls of some hot stew.
That sounds amazing.
And
Yeah.
it looks like there's
I could go for one of those right now.
right. Yeah.
We have to roleplay adventure. Can we just roleplay that it is autumn and we are eating soup?
Yeah. This is just how it is. Yeah. And so at this point, you guys have all of your drinks and food. Danny, you have a cigar. It's not the greatest cigar. You can kind of tell that already. But Danny, that there are 2 apothecaries in town that you can probably afford that probably have cigars. It's called Guild City Apothecary. That is also here in the Kothon. It's probably it's a few buildings down. And then you have one near the pit. It's called Herbs.
I like it.
hate it.
I
Next,
like
you're
it.
gonna give us like it's a butcher, and you're gonna
What
say
was-
like boars.
What was
You
the
know,
first
that's a
one
great
called?
idea. Guild
You should
City
do that.
Guild City Apothecary.
So
And herbs was near the pit.
Yep, Herbs was near the pit. So the pit is on the north side of the city. The Kothon is kind of on the southeastern side of the city. The Fluma runs east to west. Actually, it's west to east into the ocean. And then Merchant's Row is kind of in the
there
center.
we go.
There's 3 bridges. There's 3 bridges across the river that you guys would
There we go.
need to know about. In the west, there is Dido Bridge. The center, which is kind of the rich people, it's actually in the old city wall. It's the Agrippin Bridge. Agrippin.
Like Agrippa?
It is the masculine version of Agrippa. Yes, Agrippin. And then Birsa is the eastern bridge, which is the closest one to where you guys are. But those are the 3 bridges that like get you kind of across the river. But other than that, so you guys kind of sit and have all of your food and drinks. It's probably like 5 in the evening right now. The sun is getting close to setting. Now that you've come a little bit farther north. It takes a little bit longer for the sun to set anyway. The weather's a little bit warmer, but I mean you're on the ocean. It's not terribly warm, but it's a little bit warmer than the Ashlands anyway. For now, is there anything you guys want to do for the evening? Anything you wanted to discuss or whatever?
Do we hear any interesting rumors going on or anything from just the sailors sitting around and talking?
Mostly what I've learned is that people are really bad sources of information. And literally, our walk from the docks to here, the enemy ships started at 3, wrong, ended at 12, way more wrong. It was a Kraken, then it was the Turtle Dragon, and then it was a Leviathan. So I've learned people are terrible sources of information. That's
More importantly, Danny, what the fuck was that?
What?
That
What?
whole-
why. She's a
whole-
lot.
Yeah. What
I
you?
don't-
Well, I mean, come on. It's like she's got to do it. She's survival instinct. She's in a like saturated marketplace. Lots of people. She doesn't mean it. Oh, this is just stupid. Just ignore her. Get what we need and move on. And I promise you, she will take care of us.
All right.
She's a bit much.
Okay.
She helped me out in the past. She's cool. She's great.
Okay.
Just-
She's.
Just a lot to put up with.
What did our gift from the locals?
Oh, this. I'm just gonna pull out the coin purse.
Say more.
Oh.
No. And I'm gonna start counting it.
Okay, so technically saying numbers is saying more.
Okay. So you end up with 13 gold pieces,
Nice.
25 silver pieces.
Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Okay, while she's doing that, I just found out
Hey,
Path
guys.
Builder. There is a like desktop version of Path Builder. I'm so excited. It's the app for building characters. I did not know that. I love it.
And 12 copper pieces.
Love that.
This guy probably had more money on him before he started drinking.
Weird.
It's
What?
okay. We saved him the trouble of getting more drunk with his money.
We
Doing
did him
a
a
service.
kindness. His liver is so much healthier now.
I'm doing him a service.
We'll look at that later. That looks cool.
If Tor, if you want to listen in on the conversations, you can roll a society check. Danny, are you lighting up your cigar while you're kind of having this conversation? Yeah.
Yep.
15.
Yeah. You
Or
take,
sorry, 13.
You take a big drag on it and puff out the smoke, and you got a nice smoke ring. And
Did it come with a match, or do I have to use a tinder?
yeah,
twig?
she gave you one.
Okay, cool.
Thankfully, she knows your proclivity for those things. And Tor, you listen in on the kind of conversations around you as Azalea is counting her coin, and honestly, there's the rumors are mostly centered around the recent dwarven attack on the ship you were just on. That seems to be the immediate talk of the town. It's kind of exactly as Cyra had mentioned, that things are being blown wildly out of proportions. The Carthian navy sunk 12 dwarven ships. Then there's talks of how the Brilliant Barrel was so heavy that it sank but had to be dragged along the bottom by the Carthian navy. There's one person you overhear talking about how that it wasn't actually a dwarven attack at all. It was just a way for the guilds to get more control over the people.
Of course, there's conspiracy theorists here.
Yeah. They're trying to gain control over the people with fear, and it's clearly a false flag operation. There are a couple of other kind of nonsensical rumors, mostly about the price of iron. Something like an iron ingot going from 1 gold piece to 50 gold pieces, which even you who doesn't know too much about markets, you realize that's kind of ridiculous. So that's just, I don't know, somebody being stupid or fear mongering or something. You don't really hear much of anything that makes sense to you, other than there is a rumor about there are some folks, non-specified families on Merchants Row, that are having some sort of dispute. It seems that the local populace is already kind of well aware of what's happening, but there's a couple of families that are having some sort of either mercantile disagreement, or maybe somebody tried to marry somebody else and it didn't work, or shouldn't have. Something weird. Maybe there's the word elope is being thrown around a little bit. You hear something about backstabbing. Yeah, there's a lot of like information that people just think they know about, but clearly don't. So.
Can I also
Yeah.
listen in? I suppose. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, Cyra, you're absolutely right. These guys, it's just everywhere.
All I've learned: people, not reliable sources of information, unless you want to make a really cool story.
Yeah, well, there's
Just
enough
gonna be a
interweave
story.
tales of conspiracy and everything else to weave a cool story if we need to.
Can I listen in? I want to know specifically about the dragon. To me, that's like cool and interesting. If anyone talks about the dragon, is that going to be like a society check?
Yeah,
probably?
that'll be a yes, a
Maybe?
society check.
Okay.
Sorry. Yep.
You're good. Yeah. Yes, 26.
Nice.
It was not a 4 this time. That was sad.
Uh,
Oh wait, I got to make sure if it was a 25 or a 26. I'm sorry. Yeah, 26.
Okay, so you don't hear mention of a specific deed or something like that. Like, or you don't hear the word dragon. But you do hear the name Dagara. Dagara. Um, and it seems that people are talking about how Dagara drove away the dwarves. It seems to be conflicting information between the Carthian Navy did it and Dagara did it. And it just kind of putting two and two together, you figure Dagara is probably that dragon.
The way they talk about it doesn't indicate that Dagara would be discussed as like a part of the Navy team, as though Dagara is
Yeah.
an entirely separate entity. Okay.
It seems to be what people are discussing. Now, your own experience shows that they were clearly working as a team, but
Yeah.
people are just not that way. So,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's really like all I wanted to know. Who
Okay.
is the dragon in town? Or the one that we saw. There may be several.
right. So you guys continue kind of eating your food, and Azalea, you quickly put your coins back away in a safer spot than where that guy had it.
Oh,
Uh, yeah,
Danny, that cigar smells like a burning dog turd. I'm just sorry to say that.
it's not a great cigar.
Well, it's not for you anyway.
Oh,
You right. You right.
true. But it smells like a burning dog turd.
I'll just take a big old puff. I'm not gonna blow it like Adam or anything, but
Not gonna
Really good.
smell.
Yeah, you puff it up and away from him, and Tori, you're a little thankful for that. But yeah, Danny, it's just thoroughly okay at best. She's not Scully is not necessarily taking advantage of you, but she buys cheap to make some money. You can tell.
yeah, that's fair. It's the best cigar I've had all day.
So, as the evening kind of drones on and you guys finish off your foods and your ales and whatnot, is there anything you guys wanted to do before you went to your rooms?
Shall we go check out the rooms, guys? Cool. I'll kind of lead the way up the stairs, up to the third floor, and then when I open up the door or whatever, I'll just take a quick look in and be like, "Come on in, guys. I gotta discuss something I didn't feel comfortable discussing down there with so many ears around."
Do you all
Okay.
follow him?
I join him. Yes. I join.
Yep.
Strange.
All right, guys. Yeah, I'll shut the door and be like, "All right, guys. Look around. Doesn't look like there's any small creatures hiding in here." But do you guys remember whenever we were camping out on that lake? And
When we
I
met
had
the
that
Drake?
string. What's that?
When we met the Shadow Drakes?
No. Sorry, the lake before that, the pond before that, before all this stuff kind of started, way back when we first met each other. Yeah, I did some fishing. Do you remember the
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah. I
psychopomp that came up? Do you remember Phyllis?
Yes.
Yeah, so he works. He kind of works in the underworld. Where souls are sorted and stuff. I came from there. Kind of, sort of. Anyway, I work for Rorschach. Not as like a cleric or a champion, but I still do some work for her. And I need to know if you guys are on board with helping me. There's a vampire here that I need to take care of.
And Carthos?
In Carthos.
Uh, mm.
It's a young vampire. It's one and alone.
Oh, yeah. So
still be a
killing
challenge,
kids,
but
killing children, that's easy.
well, I mean they're undead and young could be hundreds of years old.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not talking about a baby, not that wants to invite us out for tea.
That was creepy.
That was.
Do you know anything else other than that it's a vampire?
Remember the last time that we were just like really vaguely told to go kill a person we didn't know anything about? And it was Kalakrov? I'm not comfortable being tasked to kill people I don't know anything about.
Well, it's a vampire and they're undead, so I have to do this. Also, it's coming from a god, so they have way more information and they have their own agenda, of course. But yeah, this is something I've got to do.
I'm in. I don't like vampires.
We can find out more information, and before you totally commit. But at least are you with me to go find that information?
I'll
I
find
could
more
use the practice.
information.
I could use the practice.
I just imagine if we tried to kill Kalakrov. That's all
Well,
I think.
he was
Or
a person.
Lock us up. I mean,
He was a person, and my God didn't demand it. So
my God hasn't demanded it, but I'll find out more info. I'm with you that far.
okay, that will work.
You think I could take some of its blood after we kill it? I mean, you never know.
Absolutely.
Could be some cool stuff in there.
Probably.
Check it out.
Might be able to do something neat with it. I'm fine with that. But
But wait, what are we? Wait, what? Okay, so we kill this thing. What else? What are we trying to do? Where do we need to go from here? Also, just for like big picture.
well, I think Sorry, go ahead.
We gotta get to Sharith Aptisa. And we gotta find. Okay, so reading the letter, I honestly I can't divine from the letter what city it's supposed to be in. Sorry, my. What is this? In the city. Bit brash, Captain. Don't tell him. The capital city. Capital of where? That's my question. Capital of Sharith Aptisa? The capital of Carthos? I don't know. Probably Sharith Aptisa? Where do we find Chak Pilarka?
So, you guys were told to go to Sharith Aptisa to find a person, right? And you were told to give this letter to that person. You would divine that this is probably the capital of Sharith Aptisa.
Okay.
That is something you would kind of consider, and I believe Carol Clav also. God damn it.
Barkalak?
I'm dying on the inside.
Kakalaki.
South
Kakalaki.
It's fine. Spinch.
Fine. Spinach.
Ranabo sprinkles. Okay. No, Kalakrov had told you guys to actually had no shit told you to go to Sharith Aptisa. He had told you that, and so now it's just adding all of those things that Sharith is the capital of Sharith Aptisa. So yes, that's where you would want to go.
That is where we expect to find. Okay.
It is about a 500-600 mile journey from here. If you were to go on foot, I mean, it's actually a little bit more over water, but it would at least be constant travel over water, up the river, and then you'd have to go on foot. But
so it sounds like we need to wait till the boat can be repaired. Give him we can investigate, and then in 2 days' time we go meet the captain, and then we can make decisions. Then we got a next couple steps.
Yeah, the boat's pretty wrecked. It's gonna be a lot more than 2 days.
But hopefully he'll have a time frame for us in 2 days.
Yes.
And maybe he was paid to provide us passage. So maybe if he's not able to provide the passage, maybe he'll secure us travel with another ship. I don't know that, but he may have options. He's not going to be a man who wants to damage his reputation by not fulfilling his contracts.
We'll see in 2 days, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will. What's up?
Well, I mean, while we're waiting, let's check out this vampire thing you need to do.
Yeah. Hopefully, some more information will come to me. Maybe I'll see Phyllis again or something. Once I know more, I'll let you guys know.
Real quick, vampires are undead, right?
They're undead. Yeah.
Do anybody have the ability to do like? I mean, can we actually kill a vampire? Like, I don't know. Vampires are spooky.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but we need like the stakes or the fire or the silver, like.
What do I know about killing vampires?
Make a vampire lore check.
Ooh, yeah. Fuck yeah. It's really good. 27.
Okay, so first thing, sunlight. Yeah, direct sunlight. Depending on how long they're in the sunlight, they can die just being in the sunlight. That's kind of why the Ashlands are always so dark. so that they can walk around during the day. Let's see. You also know that they cannot voluntarily come within 10 feet of a religious symbol of a non-evil deity. Like when it's brandished, they can walk by one that's just on a church or something. But if somebody no shits like brandishes one, same thing with garlic, actually. You know that they have strange compulsions, but you're not entirely sure what those are. But you do know that the only real way, other than sunlight, to kill a vampire is to stake it. Drive a wooden stake through its heart.
What if I cut its head off? Would that work too?
If you cut its head off, the only way to make it work is to. It's kind of you know that there's a couple of steps as far as legend has told you. You've not actually killed a vampire yet, but legend tells that you need to stake it in the heart, sever its head, and then anoint it with holy water. Those are the three required steps to kill a vampire.
So, yeah, we can kill it. They're always a pain in the ass. Remember walking through the Ashlands, we never saw daylight? Well, that's one way. I mean, that's a pretty easy way. I don't know if we can make some kind of daylight, get some kind of spells that we can cast.
I mean, I've got sun
something.
rods, but I don't think they're the sun. They said, normal light, but, you crack them and they're bright. Called sun rods. Maybe it's sun.
Might try. I don't know if you got any other alchemical stuff that might work like that.
Yes, I can do negative damage or positive damage. I don't know. Whatever. The kind that kills undead things.
As can I, and that is a good trait to have. Stake it through the heart. They don't like wooden stakes in their heart for some reason. So once we get it, kind of knocked down or whatever, and we pound a stake through, that'd work.
Guys, I wrote stack it, behead it.
Yeah, stack it.
Sorry.
So,
Stacking bodies, baby. Stacking bodies.
If we behead it, then we gotta stake it and anoint it with holy water. So it might be worth picking some of that up.
Did you say water or oil?
Or sorry, oil.
Holy. It's holy water. It's holy water.
Holy water.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of those. Yeah.
So,
I wrote
holy
it down.
water. I don't have any. Probably could find some. They don't generally. So for protection, though, we can use garlic or a holy symbol. I don't know how well that works without us being a a cleric of some faith, but might work.
Do we all here worship non-evil gods?
I mean, worship's kind of a strong word, but yeah, Stringer.
Rashag is
Azalea,
chaotic,
should
right?
I ask?
I'm not gonna worship an evil deity.
Okay. Well, but no. But do you worship a god? Is there
What?
any
No.
god you? Pardon?
No,
Oh, well, okay.
gods can suck my ass.
If you're into that kind of thing, all right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you like it,
We're not
We're not
judging you.
we're not gonna judge, kink shame.
My typical response would be "Do it yourself, you coward." But it's a little aggressive.
Oh,
for this
God.
conversation.
You just said non-evil though, right?
She did.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was
Rashag.
awesome.
Yeah, so I worship Draconis. They are true neutral. Should
So does
suffice.
Rashag. They are a neutral entity.
So we will get you some garlic, Azalea.
All right. Well, I think tomorrow. Sounded like Danny. You wanted to hit up the apothecary.
Yeah, it's the good ones on the north side, in my opinion. Herbs.
Oh, you
but-
mean by the
but
Quarrelsome Quarry?
Yeah, I don't want to go up there, but I mean, it's the best one, so.
All right. Well, I need to find that blacksmith shop I found last time I was here. I forget what it was called. But
There's
ask around.
two, but the one that you specifically recall is just called the Ironmongery. and that's here in the Kothon. But you know that there's one, and actually the three of you are aware of this one. The only other smithy that, sure, it sells a little bit more high-end things, but Ice Shaper's Smithy. Ice Shaper's Smithy, and then the Ironmongery. So Ice Shaper's Smithy is by Merchant's Row, and then the Ironmongery is here in the Kothon.
So, yeah, maybe we'll hit up one of those, and then that's kind of what I need to do. I'd like to get this Fauchard repaired. Maybe I'll sell this this flail. I haven't really used it very much, and I got this war axe now, and I don't know. I've been thinking about maybe even picking up a bow or something, but I don't know. For now, or even some maybe better armor. But definitely going to get this Fauchard fixed.
Oh, hey. By the way, before we go to bed, I got this red dagger I picked up somewhere. Can anybody tell if it's magic at all? It looks really cool.
I'll detect magic.
The dagger itself does not appear to be magical in any sense. It is just very fancy.
I don't like how specific those words were. But it doesn't seem to be magical in any way. I don't detect anything.
That looks really
Desires the
cool.
blood.
I like this thing, and I'm just like twisting it, like, this is so neat. I wish it was magic, and just put it back in.
Probably have to feed it blood or something.
Is convenient, as I, if we have enough time in the city, might see if I can apprentice and learn some craft magical item skills.
That would.
We'll
be
see
cool.
how long we have.
Yeah.
That would be useful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to do my part as skill monkey.
There you go. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss before you go to bed?
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you coming in here and hearing me out.
I'll go to bed.
Say, welcome to my TED Talk.
No, it's this concludes my TED
This
talk.
concludes
This
my
concludes
tour
my
talk.
TED Talk.
It's my tour talk.
This concludes my tour talk.
Tour talk. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
We're gonna take a quick 15-minute break. Come
Jeez,
back
about time.
at 5 past the hour, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Shall return.
You guys go to bed. Yeah. Anybody not
You
going
do.
to bed? Is anybody gonna do anything different than going to bed?
No, I have. This has been a long day, sir.
It has been.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed.
Okay. Cool. So Tor, everybody vacates your room.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
And Scully was right. You guys do have a harbor view. It's pretty neat. But yeah, as the sun goes down and everything gets kind of dark and a little bit cold, and you guys kind of shutter your windows, and the beds are okay. They're not great. It's like straw. But I mean that's kind of mostly what you've had to deal with anyway. And yeah, you all sleep relatively peacefully through the night. Morning comes, and even before the sun's up, the dock work has started, and people are moving about, and not used to these loud cities. But your 2 days on the ocean kind of got used to that sort of activity. But it's just a lot of noise just for so many people. And you guys kind of wake up just before dawn. Is there anything you guys want to do before dawn, or just in the morning?
Prepare
Preparations.
alchemy.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I shall play my drum quietly so as not to disturb my neighbors.
Okay.
I wanna go downstairs and hear if people are talking about any rumors of vampires because they come out at night. So like it would be morning time.
Roll a society check.
1 second. Well. 22.
Okay. So before I get to you, Tor, is there anything you want to do in the morning? You just gonna sleep in, or are you gonna hang out in your room, or are you gonna go downstairs?
Yeah, I'll get up and then I'll kind of like inventory and make sure everything is securely packed and stuff for going out today. Then I'll go downstairs at some point. I want to get a coffee or something, some kind of good morning drink. And then I want to look to see is there like a job board or anything?
Okay. I will. I will get back to you on that. So between the time Tor wakes up and comes downstairs, Azalea, you're the kind of the first one, in the room, in the downstairs area, and there are not really any rumors of like vampires specifically. There's always talk of people disappearing in this town. There always has been. Even for the last long time, uh, since before your prison time, people have been talking about people disappearing in at night, and this seems to be no exception. A lot of it is just generally blamed on negligence, people falling in the river and not knowing how to swim. Sometimes it's like, yep, somebody got mugged, and then just happened to be murdered in the process. There are it's just general chatter of that. However, Azalea, you do notice that sitting at the bar, at the short side of the bar, there is a gnomish woman there. She's got this very tall, spiked, cyan-colored hair, and she's wearing a crimson vest, and like these bright yellow pants, and you recognize this particular eccentric style of person, most notably for the color scheme, B, her ancestry, she's a gnome, and C, the fact that she's not wearing a shirt, she's just wearing a vest. This is a woman that you've dealt with before. Her name being Nixus. She doesn't seem to have noticed you, but she knows, or she's at least sitting at the bar. She's looks like she's drinking something.
I suppose I should go over and sit with her.
Okay. So luckily she's sitting at the end of the short bar next to the tall bar, and you kind of take a seat.
I'm gonna sit on the short bar.
You're gonna sit on the short bar section. You're practically like your knees are up pretty high, and you're taking up a little bit of room. But luckily there's kind of nobody else there, and she's eating her breakfast. She doesn't say anything to you. She's not. You notice that she's making a point not to look at you.
Yeah, I'm making a point to look this way, but like talk this way. I don't know. So is my target in this capital or the capital in the Ashlands that we just left?
She doesn't look at you, but
No, I'm asking you.
oh, you're asking me.
Yeah.
No, yours was in the Ashland. Yours was in the
It was
Ashlands
the
for sure.
Ashland?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Things got derailed. I need to make it back there, but there's some other business came up first.
That's it's real interesting, like, you know. And
Yeah.
here you are, back here at Carthos. Pretty sure you're not supposed to be here, but
Me too.
well, luckily for you, I got another contract for you. I heard of your spectacular return to town, huh? A little bit of a kerfuffle out on the sea, huh?
Yeah, there was a little mess up, but
It's okay.
we're here.
I'll still pay you for the other one when you get that done.
All right.
But this one is a guy by the name of Kalen. Kalen Unger.
What they look like?
Well, actually, Azalea, you actually recognize this name. Many years ago, first off, you recognize the name Unger as a family of like retainers of servants to the Quickthorn family, and you happen to recall some 20-something years ago, there was a baby born with that name.
Mm-hmm.
So allegedly now in their mid-20s or early 20s. Yeah. Let's see. He likes to wear expensive things. He's an accountant type. He's got green eyes, brown hair, Very pale skin. Pretty hard to miss. Crooked nose. I think he got beat up when he was younger. He got a broken nose, didn't heal right. Kind of also like really long. Kind of hooked almost. But yeah, hey, he was taking some personal deals on the side. He made some enemies. So time to whack him.
All right.
Just so you know, his signature thing is the black jacket. It's got gold buttons, red trim, that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, very pale. Don't looks more like his mother than his father. But yeah, we work at the Quick Dawn estate. Nobody really sees him during the day though. So take that as you will.
Where's he seen at night?
Yeah, that seems to be the
Just on
case.
the property?
Yeah, on the property. Every once in a while, he'll come down here to Coat Dawn for some business. But you'll most likely find him over at the estate. I know he does a couple of business deals down at the Graves. The Graves are one of the other business places that he does his deals in the dock, of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do I need to bring back for proof this time?
A head's usually pretty good. Yeah, we'll take that.
That's what we want for him? Okay. I'll get to it and then I'll move on back to the other bar. The tall people bar.
And as you start to leave, she says, even if you do this on your own or with some other people, the price will be the same. You'll get the same amount of money. And she'll just kind of not say how much it is. She'll just kind of wave it off.
All right. I'll get it done.
And as you move to the normal sized bar for you, she kind of gets up and heads out the door. And Tor, you kind of end up coming downstairs at this point, and all you end up seeing is Azalea kind of by herself at the bar. You see a couple other patrons in there. You see there's a gnomish woman leaving, but to you it doesn't look like she's interacted with anybody. So Azalea is there without any food or drink. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll go up to the kind of the whoever's running the bar and be like, "You have any coffee or any other good morning drinks?"
And Scully is there, and she says, "Oh, love, yes, of course. Oh, let me get you some coffee. Now, my green-haired beauty, is there anything I can get for you?"
Just 2 coffees for now will suffice, and I'll probably come back for some food once everyone else comes down.
Very, very well. Now, of course, if you are staying the night, then it'll just be 2 coppers. But if you wish to leave and go about your business, then it'll just be a copper for the food. It's up to you, of course.
I'll just do a copper for now.
All right,
I'll give her
then.
a slide one across.
She takes it and starts filling up some mugs and starts preparing some food.
All right, and then once I get the mugs back, I'll grab them. I'll take one over to Azalea. Be like, "Here, Miss Moody, try some of this." And then, does it look like there's a job board anywhere?
Azalea, were you going to say something?
No, I was just getting ready in case I did. So I didn't.
Okay. So Tor, looking around, there is a job board, or what appears to have been once a job board, but it's actually empty. And Tor, you realize that as this city is kind of run by the guilds, there's a very high chance that standard jobs are protected by each guild. So freelance work is probably frowned upon, sort of deal. It's kind of like you're a scab, and the unions are kind of in here, and the unions don't take too kindly to you taking their jobs. So they probably either take them down if they're posted, or they just take care of them themselves.
Here's going to be under the table.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Said our work here is going to be under the table. So.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Scully kind of brings over the food, and it's like eggs and bacon and sausage and looks like some toasted bread. And she kind of hands it to you. She deals with some other folks, so she leaves you alone for the most part.
Wow, Azalea, this looks way more amazing than anything we had over there at the in the other place, right? Oh, this looks amazing.
I'm over here like the ship. Yeah.
Yeah, the ship. Definitely better than the hardtack. Although that fish was pretty good.
It's
It was.
fish.
Yep.
Danny, you overhear that as you come downstairs, and Cyra, you're like trailing behind Danny a couple of feet, so you all kind of
Get some
arrive down there.
breakfast. This is amazing.
Yeah. Scully does good. She takes care of people, I guess. Like, come down to the table.
Yeah, so you guys are like at the bar all together. Cyra, do you join? Do you join the three of them?
I do. I'm gonna have to climb again because they're fucking rude.
Yep.
Let me climb on their
But
feet.
if you wanna be all fucking sassy about it, then fine. You can climb up yourself.
Help last time when you guys were like, fuck no. Just hold your foot out. I can
I
use
could
it like
be in a good
little
mood
stirrup.
today. Calm down.
I'm fascinated. We'll fucking see.
I have no shame. I'm just gonna like scrabble up the chair and flop around and look stupid till I get on it.
It's fair.
I have a good plan and you guys won't help.
There's definitely a couple of patrons just staring at you guys. Even you guys are an odd assortment, mostly looking at Danny. Goblins are not a very oft seen ancestry around here. Though there are some hobgoblins that kind of tend around here. So you just kind of, Danny, you kind of look like a weird short hobgoblin. So most people are kind of just staring at you, but this being the city that it is, they stare at you for like 5 to 10 seconds and then they're like shrug and move about their business. So they're like, "Oh, that's weird." All right. He's got a whole ass pot of coffee just for himself, huh?
Yup, I'm gonna drink the whole
Living
thing.
the dream.
Yeah, so Scully comes by and pretty much offers the same thing, either 2 coppers if you're going to stay the night, or 1 for food and drink sort of deal.
I proffer 1 copper.
Oh, are we staying the night again?
I don't know,
That's
man.
reserve judgment until later.
Okay, 1 copper.
Yeah, what were you going to say, Azalea?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Yep, so Scully comes by and delivers food and drink to the other 2. Same portion sizes, even though you're half the size. So it's a lot of
Copper's
food.
a copper.
It's a lot of food.
Is there any part of it that is non-perishable that I can put in my bag?
Toasted bread, probably. That's your best. And even then, that's
I
like,
guess
it's not great.
It's here.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm just gonna like eat as
Nope,
much as I
it's
can.
not great. The ale, if you get that, or you can get coffee, one or the other. But yeah, she'll give you those things, and yeah, you're pretty much left alone to eat in peace. Nobody bothers you.
I'm
Nobody.
gonna wait till she's walked away and lean into Tor and be like, "This coffee's kind of shit."
Yeah, honestly, you're right. The food's pretty good, at least compared to what we have been eating.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll take you guys by the Quarrelsome Quarry as we kind of walk up that way, because I think you want to go up to the north side, right, Danny, for the apothecary.
Yeah,
And
we go to the herb place.
Then you guys can decide whether you want to come back here or stay up there. I'll tell you that it's a little hard knock up there, but that place is like a fucking fortress.
Well, I came down early. I didn't hear anything about vampire attacks yet, so we got a sneaky one.
Oh yeah, one from what I understanding, there's only like one around here, so they're definitely gonna hide low. I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna look at the job board, but damn guilds probably took them all down. I was gonna see if there's any like just strange jobs that kind of stood out that maybe could lead us in the direction of getting some clues.
No, I got nothing.
Oh well, if you come up with any ideas, you're the investigative one. Let me know.
Sure, I'll keep an eye out as it gets closer to dark and think about places they might be hiding. I'm know this place like the back of my hand.
Are you telling the truth?
I mean, I do know this.
You
place.
should. I was like,
Is
the way
it
wasn't very
exaggeration, but
it
not
wasn't
an
very
outright lie?
convincing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they don't know I already have information. I'm just gonna make it seem like I'm such a great investigator rather than I was given a shot.
Fair enough. Okay, that's viable.
No, nothing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys kind of finish your breakfast, yeah, it's early morning, actually you realize that there is in fact a wow, words are hard. A calendar, just like a wooden one that's kind of got the days of the week, and then the month, and it is apparently a Heim day, so the third day of the week. It's the month of Aftenroad, so it's the 10th month of the year, and it is the 24th. The best you guys recall is before you even entered the Ashlands, like it had just turned to Aftenroad, like the 1st or 2nd. So you guys have been gone for a couple of weeks, going on 3 weeks here. You've been out of the loop for a while, and 3 weeks is a long time for really anything to happen. So, but at least now you actually know what the fucking day is. At least, you also are aware that there are only 6 more days in the month. So, you're getting on toward winter here. You're pretty much mid autumn now, so everything should only be getting colder. So, is there anything you guys wanted to do? You have a whole city available to you. Some of you have some things to look into. Some of you have some taverns and stores that maybe you want to look at. You have many options.
Is there a version of a post office here?
Yep. It goes through the Merchants Guild, but yes.
Okay.
Now you'd have to find it, but you're fairly certain you could find one.
Okay, that is a thing that I will attempt to do today.
Okay. Cool. What about the rest of you guys? Are you gonna try to stay together? Are you gonna split up? Hey man, if you want to split the party. I'm not gonna not let you do that.
Nothing bad has ever happened
No.
when one of us wanders off alone.
You have the option. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just, you know.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Yeah. Y'all want to go shopping?
Drop till you drop. Yeah, maybe hit up the blacksmith on the way up to the north. The ironmonger.
Maybe find like some holy water and stuff like that.
Think the apothecary would sell that, or
I think
we
it's
just go
more
take
of
some from the church.
It's more of a church kind of thing. You walk inside, there's usually like a pool of water right inside the door for like, I don't know, spritzing your fingers
Free,
in or
right?
something. But we could just take that. Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You got some vials and stuff you could scoop it into.
Oh yeah, for
Are
sure.
we sure we should just roll into church and take their consecrated water?
I don't know.
I mean, they're pretty nice people. Why? I don't. It should be. I mean, would they even care? How much do we need anyway? Like a
Find
bottle?
What does it mean to anoint?
Do you even want to like interact with it? Just get in and get out. Like, whoop, hey,
Right
I got
there.
a bottle. And you walk out.
Yeah,
Maybe there's not a water thing
Oh,
inside
yours.
it. I don't know. I'm just assuming.
we could leave some gold for him, I guess.
I'm starting to. I need money. How do we? I want to make money. That's another thing.
Oh yeah, so once we this is a Courtney talking about the game, not Cyra talking. If we're here for a while, can we talk about how we can make money and things like that?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. Making money in
So,
downtime.
as long as I either get or borrow someone's alchemical tools, I can make snake oil and pearl fake cures, so we can make a ton of money.
That is an option.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Let's do it.
Oh goodness.
I had to take alchemical crafting so I could class into assassin, but I do have it, so I can.
You can make some snake
I can-
oil.
Yeah, straight up. I can make snake oil.
Yep.
And if we got to
That's
make
fine.
some money, I can go back to doing some security type work too. I got a few contacts I think that'll help me out.
We've only got like another like day. We're kind of short on time, right?
No,
Like 2
for an
days.
update. Yeah. Tomorrow we should be able to talk to the captain and hopefully get a time frame or some kind of vector.
All right.
Okay.
So, we want to go get holy water, or do we want to go to like someplace else?
What if we see if the apothecaries and whatnot carry holy water?
Yeah,
They
let's
have
do
a
it.
lot of weird
Snakes.
stuff.
We just like pull a branch off and call it good enough. Like, how do we?
That's a fast.
Is it like a
What qualifies as
specific-
a wooden stake? Is it literally just
Yeah.
anything that is wooden and pierces the skin?
That is a great
Alright.
question.
Yeah, Tor.
Yeah,
With,
Sounds good to me. I don't know.
As far as Tor is aware, it is a sharp wooden stick. That is what a
It's
stake
pointy
is.
wooden stick. Yep. Well, we can make some out of or we
Uh,
could just buy some from a general store. Probably be like, yeah, we're gonna go.
Tent
I don't know.
peg? No, probably not tent peg.
Yeah.
Not strong enough.
Well,
Wanna
I guess
go-
we just go to the apothecaries then.
There are more wooden tent pegs than there are iron ones. It's a lot cheaper to have wooden ones, so
Okay,
You know.
so we could do
you
tent
could
pegs.
allegedly do that.
All right, that's my current plan.
Okay, so just to give you guys your options again, for apothecary stuff, you have herbs up at the pit. You have the Guild City Apothecary, which is here in the Kothon. For smiths, you have Ice Shaper's Smithy, which is over in Merchant's Row. And you have the Ironmongery, which is also here in the Kothon. There are also some general goods stores, and between the three of you that have been here before, Carthos General Goods is here in the Kothon. Shadow Mine Store is up by the pit. And then you have one just straight called Shops at the Kothon, which, weirdly enough, is at the Kothon.
Weird.
So most of the things that you probably will require and can afford are in this area of town. You know that most of the temples are on the north side of town, just north of Merchant's Row, kind of near the pit, but far enough away from the pit just in case. But yeah, so kind of that's where the temples are. There's not specifically a temple district, but most of the gods and goddesses have even small temples there. And you're fairly certain with how this city operates, you can probably find even evil deities here if you tried hard enough. But at least the good and neutral ones are out in the open. So, yeah, where do you guys want to go first?
Oh, pretty sure we can't afford, or I can't afford the Ice Shaper Smithy up in the pits or up in the north area. So I'd like to hit up the Ironmongery before we get out of here, and if we head north, then we can hit up the apothecary up there and the temples.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, so you guys head out. You head up a little bit back toward the northern side of the Kothon. You can see the Brilliant Barrel partially. Looks not great even from here. You can actually see the aft of the ship, and my God, there's a giant ass hole in the back of it. Like, you guys were like at the very bottom deck, trying to kind of drain that, but like there's a big ass hole in the mid deck, and like it's probably gonna take a while. Best you guys can tell, from untrained eyes anyway. So, you guys head over to the Ironmongery. So the Ironmongery it's actually kind of a small place. Surprisingly low ceiling. So rather than like a 10-foot ceiling, it's probably like 7 or 8 foot. Stone construction. You can see that there's a couple of chimneys where like forges would be working. You can see in here that there is work actively going on. And this place is fairly like wide. You feel like there's probably a lot of not just like general iron work. there's probably a lot of ship work here as well. Maybe some of the smaller pieces, but you figure that this is not just for the random citizens. It's also for larger ship work. So as you guys kind of step through this door, you realize there's kind of it looks like a loading dock off to the east side, and you step in, and it's not terribly busy in here, but there are multiple smiths working off to your right. But there seems to be a lot of just general adventuring equipment, weapons, armor, other general metallic items, pots, pans, things of that nature. Very specific in that sense of this is metal only, unless it's a weapon, then sure it'll have a haft or a handle, or if it's armored, it'll be a little bit of leather. But in this sense, you see that there's mostly, it appears to be Undine and humans working the forges. You see a single dwarf kind of near the back end. But there is one person generally yelling at everybody. And that appears to be a 3-foot-tall kobold woman. She's got these kind of dark blue scales. And she's kind of just wearing this thick leather apron. And she's got for lack of a better term, like a welding mask on her head that kind of comes around the top of her face. And she's just kind of shouting obscenities for the most part.
I'm gonna push Cyra kind of forward and be like, "Go make a friend."
I am very excited, in fact.
Yeah, she doesn't take notice of you at the moment.
What do you want? Tor, what are you looking for?
Well, I need to get this foe shard repaired. It took quite a bit of damage with that rust monster, and I want to sell this war flail. And maybe she can tell me something about this magic war axe and the breastplate if she has one.
All right. So I'm going to do my best to wait until she seems to be at a logical pause.
Yeah, and there is no logical pause in this tirade of just obscenities flying out of her mouth. But she notices you clearly. You can't see her eyes behind this mask, but you can see that she's turned and moving towards you. She's like, "Get that fucking iron at the right temperature, goddammit! This is not the way you do shit! Goddamn, do I have to do everything around here?" She pushes a guy out of the way as she's on your way towards you, and she works the bellows for a minute, and she goes, "Do it fucking right!" And she comes over and she's like, "What do you want?"
All right, we are impressed by all that you have going on. We have things to sell.
Of course you
we have
are.
things to investigate and things to repair. We are hoping you can help.
Do you have money?
Yes.
Good. Okay, now we can talk business. You have things to repair. Start with that. What do you want?
For shard.
Okay.
Dealt with a rust monster.
And Tor, you brandish it, and she quickly looks at it, and she does a quick up and down, and she actually just takes it from your hands, pretty quickly. You don't even expect to hand it over to her at a certain point. She just rips it out of your hands, and she looks at it, and she goes, "Huh, kind of a piece of shit, but I'll work with it. Five silver pieces for that."
Sure.
Okay, good. Next, what do you want?
All right, he wants a breastplate.
Breastplate. And she kind of steps away for a minute. She takes a look around her shop to find something that is roughly his size. Breastplate. Well, this one, it's good work. And she bangs on it. It's fairly unadorned. It's just kind of a standard breastplate. It'll be 8 gold pieces.
All right.
All right, we have a war axe to sell.
Not a war axe.
Not a war flail.
Got a flail.
A war flail. That is much different. Yes. Well, you see, I got to make a bit of a profit on these things. I could buy it for 1 gold.
Sounds good.
All right.
And
Fuck yeah. What do we got?
one last thing. We're hoping we're certain you will, but hoping you'll part with some knowledge about this war axe that he has.
And she is going to take a look at it. God damn it! I gotta find it because I have it. I had it written down, but I don't know where it's written down anymore, so it's fine. It is here we go. Okay. And she takes a look at it, and she physically looks up at you. Again, you can't see her eyes, but she looks up at you, Tor, and she says, "How much is this information worth to you?"
Well, we're hoping you might cut us a deal with the business we provided so far. What can you do for us?
Shut the fuck up! I asked him.
Depends on what the information is.
roll a diplomacy check, I guess.
Actually, not bad. 18. Because I have no modifier.
Fair enough.
That's a good roll, though.
In light of the transactions, and this is something I haven't seen in a while. There's very few of these weapons I've seen before. But this is clearly magical, as you can see. I would hope you can see that. If you can't see that, then you're fucking idiots. But hey, you know what? You don't look that stupid. So, though you look kind of stupid, I'm gonna be honest with you.
We're not dead yet.
That's true. That's a good point. This is called the Retribution Axe.
Ooh.
That sounds fancy.
It is a +1 great axe. And whenever something, stabs you, hurts you, right? The skull here turns into that thing's face, right? Yeah, you've seen that before, I presume, probably. Which you have once.
Yeah.
the weird red mist attacked you. Essentially, this war axe will, avenge you. And it'll make it easier for you to hit it. It gives you a +2 circumstance bonus to your next damage roll against the creature before the end of your next turn.
That's a +2 to damage or to attack?
It's to damage, specifically.
Okay.
And the face will reshape each time you're damaged. And you get the additional damage only if you attack the creature that damaged you most recently.
Okay.
So every time you get hit, it'll change its face. And then
whatever I got hit by.
whatever you got hit by. And then you'll do an extra 2 damage next time you hit it, as long as it's within your next turn.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But
Wow.
yeah, so if you want to look it up, it's called the Retribution Axe.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. That's pretty good info. Not sure what information costs around here, but does 5 silver work or?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right.
Essentially, you're paying her 6 gold, pretty much 6.5 gold, 6 gold and 5 silver pieces. I think. Wait a minute, 1 gold for that.
because it was
5
8
yeah.
plus
So it'd be
7.
Yeah, so it'd be 7.
Yeah.
Yep. I was doing math the backwards way, as I tend to do.
Dysgraphia.
Wait.
But yes, she hands you the breastplate, and rather than actually handing it to you, she takes a look at your scale mail. That's what you're wearing, right? Scale mail.
Right.
She says, would you part with this? Do you want it?
Yeah, I'd be willing to part for that.
All right.
I'm upgrading here.
Yeah, upgrades, people. All right. Let me give you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll give you 3 gold pieces for it. How about that?
All right, works.
You all have been absolutely lovely. Hey, get that shit fucking right! And she picks up a fucking hammer and she whips it across the room.
Holy
It goes right past some dude's face, and he's just like, yes, ma'am, and he's just hammering at her.
I love you. I'm gonna turn and leave. No response needed.
As you should. And she's just kind of goes about her day, just shouting obscenities at her workers.
Fun.
Well, where are you
All
guys
right.
going next?
It's doing things, and I'm mad about it.
You have the apothecary and some general goods stores.
Do I know where I would expect to find the Merchant Guild?
Well, there is a very large. There's a kind of a row of headquarters buildings. They're very tall and kind of not very wide. Maybe 5 or 6 stories. The largest buildings in this city by far as you guys can see from here. And they're each guild headquarters. They're on they appear to be on the south side of the Kothon. You guys are on the north side right now.
I'll just hold my. That's gonna be a future Cyra problem.
Okay. So you're done at the
Apothecary
ironmongery.
next?
Yeah, the apothecary. Are you going north to the pit, or are you staying here? There's the guild city apothecary here. What do you guys want to do?
Danny, you know this place
Where do you go,
best.
Danny? This is going to be your spice.
You muted yourself there, buddy.
Unmute yourself.
Okay, there we go. Yep.
You fool.
Like I don't know. I'd like to go and check out Herbs. I'm not crazy about the place here in the Kotan. They have a little more specialty goods up there, I think. Now I'm kind of broke, but maybe I can sell them a couple of formulas I got and things like that. So.
Now, did she say when my Boshard was going to be fixed?
Nope. She did not.
Yeah, we'll come back in a couple days.
Yep, she was just like, thanks. Walked away with it.
I'm gonna
yeah.
fix it. but you're not getting
Plus,
it
we'll
back.
get to see another side of town during the daylight, while it's not as dangerous, I suppose. But and then we can take a look at the crappy tavern on the north side that we don't want to go to, but you want to go to. But whatever, it's okay. Let's go.
I'm down there.
Cool. You guys head up to towards the pit, and I saw that message. I haven't read it yet. Sorry. Give
For
a second.
me?
Yeah.
It's not time sensitive.
Oh, okay.
It is a.
Oh,
I want to know about it
interesting.
for future things.
We
Because it's going to be on the water. We're not
we
on the water
will
again
we
yet,
will
so-
discuss that.
Yeah, totally fair.
Because that's something I have to look into. Okay, we go to the pit. Okay.
It was not secret. It was just like, what can I do with one of my spells, guys? There's no weird like.
No, it's a secret.
Sure.
It's
So you guys,
Roll deception.
yeah, you guys cross.
my personal bonus is low.
Yep. You guys cross Birsa Bridge, and it's just a big stone arch bridge, wide enough for 2 or 3 carts to get through. It's a fairly large bridge, but it takes you a couple of hours to really make your way through the city. It's a big fucking city, and you're on foot, so you have a long way to go, and meandering through the crowds and whatnot. But eventually, towards noontime, you guys get to the pit. Or at least the area called the pit. You don't want to actually go into the pit. But you can see it.
Have we
You're
have we
cutting out.
passed by the place that he does his side business sometimes? The property? Or that's farther away.
So that's farther west. That's near Merchant's Row. I wish I had a map, but that's okay. So Merchant's Row is kind of in the center. North of that, you have the Graves, is which one of the places was mentioned. And the pit is just kind of like the very northern half of the city, and you're kind of like on the eastern side of that northern half or quarter.
Okay, so we need to go like west.
You would need to go west. Yep.
Okay. I'll maybe bring it up, but for now we're here.
But as you guys continue towards Herbs, and also Quarrelsome Quarry, they happen to be towards the center, the more west side of the pit. You actually walk along the roadway, which you can actually kind of oversee the pit. And it is a great open pit mine, some 3 square miles large. As far as the 3 of you have been told, it's nearly 2,000 feet deep. And Danny, you know from experience that it is at least that deep, if not deeper, to the open air. You know that the deeper hell goes deeper than that, of course, but it used to be an excavation for marble, opal, and amethyst. But as far as you 3 have heard, there were stories of the mine being taken over by cultists in 4E5, the 5th year of the 4th era, when the mine was dug even deeper, and it was supposedly meant to be a new way to get to hell without having to die first. That was what it was allegedly for, but it's very well known that there are entrances into the deeper hell here, which is just that old network of tunnels and things that is under the entire continent, really. But the city keeps a very heavy guard around the pit. Things sometimes get out, and Danny, you're very well aware of how heavy the guard is. You were very lucky to have snuck through. Sometimes, though, there is still some work done here. Marble is taken out of the hillside, and there are occasional searches for gemstones, and sometimes they send in parties to close up new entrances to the deeper hell. This area is straight parties, raves, really. Yeah, but the volcanic activity of Dverkinger off to the east is close enough sometimes to cause earthquakes that will open up new entrances and collapse things. But as far as you guys are aware, hasn't been an earthquake in some time. But yeah, the only really open space in the immediate area of the city, most people avoid it. The northernmost homes and businesses are mostly built of rock and stone in order to fend against the strange monsters that sometimes find their way onto the surface world. So, are you guys trying to go to Herbs first or the Quarrelsome Quarry? They're fairly close together, so it doesn't really matter. But go ahead.
Let's go to Herbs first.
Tapes.
Okay.
Herbs.
Yep. So Herbs is seems to be a 2-story building.
Oh, that's you.
And it's made of rock, this kind of gray stone. It's fairly well unadorned, at least when you come up upon it. The closer you get, you can actually see it's fairly well weathered stone, and it may used to have some sort of carved facade there. And even just the four of you, with what experience you have, it seems like this building has probably been like attacked at some point. Like things have been broken off with like hammers, and there are very clear like chisel marks and things like that. So, but there's not even like glass windows here. Go ahead. What's up?
It was attacked by like people trying to rob it. When you say chisels, is that what it looks like, or by monsters that perhaps have features like that?
Somebody has multiple people. Somebody has defaced it sometime in its past. It's possible that, well, Danny, especially you and Cyra, both know very well that there are monsters that eat rock and that break rock. So it's entirely possible that happened, or there was some legitimate vandalism. Somebody came by and broke shit. You honestly, there's so much of it, and it's so overlapped and broken that like you can't even really tell. But there's not the windows on this place. There are no windows on the first floor. The door is a heavy, very heavy wood. It's got like iron bands in it, and the windows on the top story are just like slit windows for like arrows. And most of the buildings on this area are like that. But yeah, Herbs. There's a sign out front. It says it in common. There's just a big old leaf, which is tobacco leaf, and then 2 like glass vials. And stepping inside, it's a very clustered, very dense with aromas. It's overwhelming, really. As all these smells, it's like too many smells just kind of wash over you as you step inside, and you all have to take a moment to like kind of, except for Danny, who loves this shit. Like Danny just takes a deep breath. The rest of you are like covering your noses. Yeah, you see Danny. The only one you see in here right now, you see Herb. He's kind of this older human man in his probably mid-50s. He's mostly bald, but he's got a little bit of wisp of white hair. He's got a very, very heavily lined face. You can see he's still got bright green eyes. He's very intelligent. You can even see that from here. But he's got this like just kind of brown shirt and beige pants, and you see his arms are almost stained. You're not really sure. It's like a kind of a brownish gray color, and there's some soot kind of all over him. And he's a very dirty man, but he's got these very clean eyeglasses that are kind of resting at the end of his nose, and he looks up over them. He says, "Oh, welcome. It is good to see you." And he lifts his glasses up a little bit. He kind of stares at Danny. He says, I thought you died." Huh. Well, interesting. Unless you have a very familiar-looking friend. Danny, how are you? It's good to see you.
I'm good. You can't be so lucky that I'd be dead. But, hey, how are you?
And he hobbles around the counter. You see he's got a cane. And he's very stooped. And he comes around, and he goes down to shake your hand. Danny, you've been a good patron of this place before, and he said, business has been fine. Yeah, I would be so lucky. Who are these people? Who are you?
They're friends. Guys.
I'm Cyra.
And he goes to shake your hand. He's got a pretty strong grip for an older-looking dude.
I'm Tor.
And shakes your hand. And he's got a little bit of, he's not nearly as strong of a grip as yours, Tor, but, it's still pretty good. It's respectable.
And then I'll say, and that's Azalea. She's pretty streetwise. You may not want to shake her hand. Just wave.
And he looks between the two of you, and he's just like, "Hello. Well, look, I didn't think you'd come back, but here, hold on." And he turns around and he like hobbles behind the counter, and you see him go into a little drawer, and he takes out a little wooden box, and he goes, I kept these for you, Danny, just in case you came back, you know, but you have to pay a handing fee, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. There'll be two silver pieces. This is just for you.
Can you break a gold?
Can I break a gold? What do you think I am? What kind of business do you think I run? Of course I can break a gold. He shakes his cane at you. And he'll give you 8 silver pieces in this box. And these are like high-end cigars. This is like good shit. He is very clearly like, this dude likes you, and he's giving you an extreme discount on these things.
These are so nice.
How many? I see why you wanted to come up here, Danny.
There are only 5 of them. But he says, well, they are. I got them from up north. You see, from and he coughs because I'm about to fucking hiccup. It's fine. He says, I got them up from Lindisfort way. That's kind of where I got these. They came down the for Akuma, maybe a year ago. But I meant to give them to you, but then you left so suddenly. I figured you just kind of got, offed. I'm glad you're not.
This town's rough. I need to get out and see if I can find some more good alchemical things. Speaking of which,
and yet, like the rest of us, we always end up back here. Yeah. You want some alchemical shit? Is that what you want?
I want to see if you have any interest in a couple things.
It's a guano.
Pull out a quarter pound of gunpowder and say, "Hey, so do you know how to make this? Do you want this? Do you like this? Can I sell it to you?"
He very gingerly takes the bag and he opens it and he kind of sniffs it and then he takes out some grains and he has a candle nearby and he throws the grains at the candle and it kind of sparks up a little bit. And he says, "Yeah, I could use this. Yeah, absolutely." Well, where did you get this?
Good friend. Good friend gave it to me. They were, showing me some cool stuff. It's a thing. It's boats.
He just
far away.
He just glares at you and he goes, "I'll give you 20 gold for it."
Sold.
He just puts it behind him, and then he takes out the gold and he just puts a stack of coins on the counter.
I got one more thing.
What do you want? Ooh, I want that. Whatever that is.
That is a Cocoa Puffs Rice Krispie style treat.
Yeah.
Ooh, it looks tasty.
You have to get into that in just a minute.
I'll be right over.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Thank you.
Rad's gonna come pick us up and get us. He's got enough room.
And I'm gonna pull out 2 vials.
Okay.
Of violet fungus venom.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna tell him, and I've got these, and I spent a long time making these and getting the formula for these, and it's quite potent. I know that violet fungus is something that a lot of alchemists want to distill, if you will. But I've got these. Let me know what you think. And I'm just going to kind of set them on the counter and back up for a minute.
Okay. He's going to take a look at them. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Because, interesting. Are you looking to sell them? Is that what you're trying to do here?
Yeah.
You trying to poison me?
Those.
What's the deal?
No. I'll buy something, but I want to get sales out of the way first.
Uh-huh. I feel like this is a little backwards, but you know what? Fine. I'll, for the 2 vials, I'll give you, 5 gold?
I think it's more like 10.
Do you actually know that?
No, I actually, I don't know. Do I actually know that? You tell me.
That's a great question.
I'm not metagaming and
No.
googling it or anything. I don't know.
I gotta
I don't know if you
find
can.
it. Yeah,
I'm haggling.
Yep. Yeah, he's haggling. It's true. Yep. Okay. Stand by. I want to make sure. I couldn't find it quick enough. So. Oh yeah. No. You know this is worth even more than 10 gold
Okay.
per vial.
Can I change my
You can,
return my
yes.
rebuttal offer?
You worth
Actually,
you expect it's worth like 12.
so 5 is kind of a steal. I mean, it's 12. It's 12, 13.
Well, I could do 12 for the two of them.
For both? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Whatever. Take them.
And
Because I can make more. I don't care.
yeah, he takes it. And he puts 12 more gold down on the counter.
All right. Now, for the part that I think you will like, I'm looking for a couple. Really looking for interesting formulas. But guys, does any of you guys need anything here, or anything you want me to look out for?
Sunlight.
Holy water.
Water.
Herb, you got holy water? I know you don't.
No, no, no. I don't have any holy water. Me? No. I'm glad you asked, though.
A different question. Do you ever if we're in town for a while, are there some things that Danny could make for you that would benefit you both? If he had some time to craft some alchemical items? Things that are in high demand that he could make and you could sell? Benefit you both?
He looks Danny up and down and he says, "Well, you're not particularly skilled, but I suppose I could use you. Pay you a little
He's
bit."
getting better.
Go better. I suppose.
If I have time, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'll give you a better pay than they who flower down at the Kothon. That guy sucks.
Oh yeah, trash, pure trash. Yeah.
He's
So
kind
if
of
we have time, if we have a lot of days, we got some time, we want to go out and look for work, I'll come back and see you. Okay.
Okay, that sounds great.
But as far as things to buy, any chance you have comprehension elixir?
A comprehension elixir, you say? And he steps away and he starts looking around. And you see him he's got just whole reams of paper and he's just kind of throwing shit around. And then he kind of gets 2 or 3 papers into that, and then it seems to hit him that he's just making a mess, and he just he kind of stoops over and starts piling it properly. It takes him 2 to 3 minutes to look. And he says, "What? You looking for lesser or greater? What do you want?"
Oh, just lesser.
Well,
Nobody needs greater of that.
There'll be 2 gold pieces for that. For the
As I said,
formula.
you're talking the
For the
formula.
formula.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, here you go. Boom, slam it on the table. 2 gold.
And he hands over the paper.
And then, you got anything else that you want to try to sell me? Anything kind of nice? I don't know. Just asking.
Well, let's see. I'm not really sure. He says,
DM says, I don't know.
"Oh well, I have some anti-plague that I could give you. It would be just 1 gold piece for the formula. It's just the lesser anti-plague, yeah. And an antidote.
I've got both of those. I know those. Those are pretty basic. That's okay.
He huffs and
He's getting better.
And Danny, you hear him say under his breath, "Just fucking, god damn it, fucking asshole." Well, how about mist form elixir?
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah, the lesser mist form elixir. That'll be 5 gold pieces. I bet you don't know how to do that one.
I do not. I will take it.
Ah! He puts it on the counter and trades. That's really what I got here for I think within your skill level.
I tell you what, that's you got the best prices. Holy smokes!
I'm
Awesome.
aware I have the best prices, Danny. You don't have to tell me.
Well, hopefully we have time and I can come back and see you again and work.
Well, I've that would be great. Of course, I could always use more help. But shifty one, a tall green hair, you look like the streetwise type. If I pick up the meaning that he put down, I have some poisons if you want some poisons. I mean, medicines that if you give too much will hurt people.
I love him.
Have those.
Well, I mean, what are you looking for? I've got some. Well, you know what? You probably don't have that much money. I've got some arsenic. I've got some arsenic. I've got some belladonna. I've got some black adder venom. That's just a good one. What else could you afford? I've
How
got
much
some.
for the belladonna?
That'll be 5 gold pieces per dose.
Do I know if that's excessively priced?
You can make a society check, or a thievery check. I'll allow that.
Are you being robbed?
It doesn't matter. I rolled a natural one. I guess I'm paying
No,
fine.
that sounds about right.
This is a great deal.
Yep, it is light bulk.
Do you say cool potions? Assorted effects?
Well,
Like
yes, of
cool
course.
Things.
I do have those. Let's see. What would you be able to afford? Probably not too much.
That's so rude.
Well, he's looking at you. He's a good businessman, and he's kind of figured out that you guys have no fucking money. I would say I have some lesser healing potions, 12 gold pieces each. I have one invisibility potion if you need that. That'll be 20 gold pieces, of course. What would you be able to? I have a potion of flying. That'll be 100 gold pieces for that. I have a lesser potion of fire resistance. That'd be 45 gold pieces.
What about a potion of undetectability? Yeah, right.
Well, you can't afford it, and he turns around and he like takes out a vial and he just kind of shakes it.
Oh my god!
It looks like it's empty.
Oh, okay. That's not what it looks like, but I'll buy it. I'm not going to buy it, but I'll believe you.
Make a craft alchemy check just to see if it really is something.
Nat 20, so
Ooh.
that's the thing.
You
I burned it on something useless.
You realize that he's probably trying to throw the rest of them for a loop because the actual potion of undetectability is behind him. It's kind of a dull black liquid. It's unlabeled.
Oh yeah.
But you realize that that's what that is. He's just fucking with them, or he's trying to fuck with you. But like you've very quickly picked up like that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Also, you realize that it's probably worth upwards of 4,000 gold. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Potion of lesser fire resistance do.
In actual game terms,
Yeah,
it will
yeah.
give you
Is this gonna be, like,
resistance 5. Resistance 5 for 1
No,
hour.
I'll just take resist energy if I wanted to do that.
I mean, that's what he's got on hand anyway.
No, that's totally fair. I was looking at it, but
Yeah.
not worth the 50 gold for something I could learn.
Oh, sure.
myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. That's pretty much what he's got that he thinks you can afford anyway. But you can ask about other things. He might have other things as well.
No, I didn't have anything in mind. I just was excited about like the fire breathing, the water breathing ones we got last time. I like
you
that.
do
That's good.
you do see that he actually does have those. They look very similar, like the color of the fluid.
Yeah.
He hasn't mentioned them to you, but he does have them.
Pretty good.
I think that's all I need. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Okay.
How much for the water breathing one again?
It'll be 11 gold. 11 gold pieces.
Do I know if that's a decent price?
Make a society or thievery check. One or the other.
Well, even better. I rolled a 2 this time, but if we go at thievery,
Come on up.
Can I help her with that?
Just between the two of you, you know that's like a normal price. You guys recall in the Ashlands, they thought you were citizens, so gave you a bit of a discount.
So I bought 2.
But also, Danny, from experience, Herb's not going to give you too much in the way of discounts, and already discounted you a shit ton on those cigars, so you're probably not going to get any more out of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll grab one just so I'm not stuck like
Drowning.
while everybody else laughs at me.
Thank you all for your patronage. I really, really do appreciate the time and effort you put in to get back here. I'm sure you'll have to tell me stories, Danny, if you come back to work for a while to, maybe lighten the mood and tell me what happened to you.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I will regale you endlessly, I'm sure you know, while I puff on this amazing cigar. So.
Yeah, you do talk too much. That's fine.
I love him.
Hey, I'll make you a bet. Whoever dies first gets, wait, no, I don't know how that would work, but I bet I live longer than you.
And he kind of looks at you, and then he's like,
Weirdly threatening. All right.
I'll put 20 gold on that.
Deal.
Very well. And he kind of squints down at you guys and says, well, is there anything else I can help you with before you go gallivanting about the area? I'm sure you're going to do something stupid, Danny.
Real quick. The name of that inn.
The Quarrelsome Quarry? Or...
How's the quarry been?
Oh, busy, I suppose. Filled with people who can't afford my wares.
Not particularly deadly. No crazy stuff lately you've heard of.
And he kind of tries to think for a minute. He says, not really. Just be inside by nightfall, yeah? It's a little dangerous out here at night.
Yep, standard. Okay. I'll turn around and start walking out.
Okay. So, do you guys head over to the pit? Or the pit. The Quarrelsome Quarry? You are in the pit.
Yeah, you guys want to check out the Quarrelsome Quarry real quick? And then we'll go check out some temples?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll lead them in.
Okay. So, yeah, the Quarrelsome Quarry, as you kind of get there, it's just a couple buildings down. It's much larger than Herb's. It's a big stone construction, and the style, the Art Deco style, is very indicative of just dwarven make. There's lots of angles and that sort of thing. About 4 stories tall. The gray stone is covered in all these angular facades and lots of small slit windows for arrows. The front door is made of this very heavy, like dark wood, again reinforced with these heavy iron bands. Tor, you've been here both for work and for relaxation. And as you guys kind of enter, the din inside spills out onto the street. And there's just a large spread of tables and booths. That's a majority of the room. And there's a great fireplace out to the left. The bar is on the right. And there's some stairs leading up to the rooms over there. And Tor, you recall that this place is run by a hobgoblin man named Druknar. The food here has always been passable. But today, there's something over the fire that smells pretty good. At least compared to whatever the hell cleared out your sinuses in Herbs. But it's just past midday. Like, this is the lunch crowd probably about to kind of trickle out. But it's busy at the moment.
Druknar! You dirty old bastard, where are you?
And Druknar, being a goblinoid, he's got this. He's even short for a hobgoblin, but he's still taller than Danny. He's got this very steely blue skin. He's got these big red eyes. You see, he's wearing a sleeveless shirt, and he's got these big white, like angular tattoos on his arms. And he's actually wearing leather armor underneath a white apron. And he's more like, he's very gangly. He's got really long arms and legs, and he's got kind of a short torso, and he's got kind of a wide head. And he says, "Oh, Tor! By the gods, you're alive! Wow! Oh, I thought you'd gotten, taken out by somebody. I thought that maybe the security details finally caught up to you. Welcome back. Come on in."
All right, what you got cooking? It smells fantastic.
Oh, it's just some soup. Well, we've got some beef in there, and well, somebody got something out of the pit. Not sure what it was, but it tasted pretty good, so I threw it in there. Some other things. Yeah, I got some spices in recently, so got some garlic in there and whatnot. So that's good.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna just grab like a bowl and ladle some in and try it.
Yeah, and it's not bad. It's okay. The meat melts in your mouth, man. It's not tough at all, and it tastes not quite like anything you've ever had before.
Probably don't want to know what's in here, but it tastes fantastic. You must have been cooking this all day.
And
so tender.
It takes 4 or 5 seconds, and then the spice kicks in, and it hits you in the face. It's like a truck,
Yeah, my
and you just start
face starts
sweating.
going a little red.
It's not inedible, but it took you by surprise. He said, "Oh yeah, I've been making all day, yeah. Please, it'll be a copper piece if you want to stay the night, and of course a copper piece for the food. You understand?
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
You know how this works."
Of course. And I'm just gonna slide them out. I don't know if they want to eat or not, but I'll go just give them 4 copper anyway.
Feel free. Ladle yourself some food. I got some ale if you want.
Is it spicy?
Depends on
No,
what you decide is spicy.
no, it's not spicy at all.
Okay, whatever.
And he kind of looks at Tor, and then he looks to you, Dan. He says, "Well, cousin, it's not spicy for us. Let's put it that way.
Oh,
It's very
okay.
spicy for them."
Yeah, I
Good,
got it.
I
I'm
promise.
gonna take them.
All
I'll
right.
take some too.
I got some meatloaf if you don't want that.
No.
Wow, it's a loaf.
Yeah, what kind of meat? Yeah, it's okay.
Hey, we don't ask
Mystery
questions
loaf?
here.
I'll just do the stew.
It's his famous pit loaf special.
That's right.
Yeah.
Are you going to be staying the night?
Well, that's up to these fine folk. I certainly feel comfortable here. This place is a fucking fortress.
Yeah, well, we've done our best to keep it that way. I got to bring in some stone maces next month, I think. Shore up the walls near the door a little bit. But, for now, it's good. It's fine. Better than some other places in town.
Well, what do you guys think?
Yeah, we could stay. We'll just make we were staying with Scully, so
He just rolls his eyes. He doesn't say anything.
that's what I was looking for to see what his reaction
So
would be.
with the copper that you've already given him,
This guy's not going to fake like us.
he goes, "That's right."
He's just going to hate us all equally.
You're all kind of ugly. It's true. But you know what? You're valued customers, and you paid the money. And here, let me get you some keys. You'll be on the 4th floor. And
Outstanding.
he because it's 1 copper piece a night. It also gives you a meal for the day. So he comes back and he hands you each a key. Very gangly man, and you realize as he kind of comes around the counter to kind of hand these things out, he's also got a pair of short swords on his hip. Yeah, so he's ready to go just in case. And he said, all right, well, enjoy your time here. The lunch crowd should be clearing out soon. And if you haven't fucking paid, pay up. And he kind of he yells at the crowd in general, but most of them seem to ignore him. They probably did what you did, Tor, and just paid up front. But you can't tell if he's just blustering or what. So as you guys kind of settle in and eat your lunch and drink your ales and whatnot, is there anything you guys want to do now or discuss?
I don't know. I don't have anything.
All right, guys, what would we think about going in on a bag of holding? We find some cool stuff. We can't always carry it.
I'm totally down.
Yeah, I mean, can we find one? I
I
This is a
figure
big
we'll check.
city.
Yeah, I figure I don't know if we can afford one, but even if we just start with a small one, it's something.
Yeah.
We can take a look at the expensive side of town. Maybe they'll have something.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably
I
down on
bet we
Merchant's
just
Row.
just
Yeah.
start at a general goods store. Might.
So, just to clear up a bit, even though it's called Merchants Row, there's not really any stores there. Like, people live there. It's like the rich people, they were all just happen to be merchants. However, there are people who will do commission work that live there. So, if you're willing to pay out a shit ton of money, that's where you go. But yeah, there's a good chance that general goods stores here will have magical items. Now, they may not be cheap, but you can check.
Okay,
figure
so
We'll get there. See what it goes for.
Yeah.
Okay. Azalea, it looked like you wanted to say something else.
No, I was like, oh yeah, the expensive part of town is really more or less. I was like, the nicer stores is what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There are some more high-end ones, but you specifically are very well aware that they're way out of your price range. Like, the cheapest thing you'll find is like 5 or 6 platinum pieces worth of money. And then you have the people that'll do the commissioning work. So,
We can't really afford that.
no. Not really.
Yeah.
Yet. It's true. There is always the yet. So, do you guys pass your meal pretty quickly? It's like mid-afternoon now.
what did you think about that soup, Danny? Oh,
yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah,
Kinda-
pretty good.
Kind of tame, but this is fine.
That meat, just melt in your mouth.
Yep. It needs more spice.
More spice. Yeah, sure. More spice. He's got to take care of all these wussies over here, though.
That's true. It's pretty good. Man, a bag of holding is going to be expensive. Like I'm preoccupied thinking about trying to get a bag of holding.
Well, let's go find one, and then we'll hit up the temples.
We have friends who are good at acquiring things, and I kind of glance quickly at Azalea and then back. I mean, not to be morally ambiguous or anything, but it's an option. And I mean, Azalea, do you have any uncles in town? Like, I'm trying to hint at like offense.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure about items, but I do get jobs, so we'll be fine.
I don't know.
I can
Something to
take
think
a
about.
look. We'll see. Yeah, no, I mean, I could offer a trade off, maybe some stuff for some stuff. We'll see. We'll see what I can get from them.
So before we commit and spend a bunch of money, let's see what old slippery fingers here can do.
Sticky, I think is actually what you meant.
Yeah, whatever. Same difference.
I just want to. I'd rather not be on the wrong side of the law in a second country.
You'd rather not be on the wrong side of the law. Oh, you're on the wrong side of every vampire you come across.
But I'd rather not. Again, here, that's a lot of. It's a lot of work to be on the wrong side of the law if you want to accomplish things. I just don't want to make unnecessary enemies.
I get what you're saying. I get it. But it's Carthos. Bad things happen every day.
Yeah, he's right.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Yeah, checks out. Cool. Yeah, so you know that there is a store. Man, mute yourself. There is a store here at the pit called the Shadow Mine Store. But otherwise, the only other general goods stores are back at the Kothon. And then other than that, yeah, I mean, you have Ice Shaper's smithy down south of you in Merchant's Row. Uh, Azalea and Tor and Danny, you all know that the Graves, which is a big cemetery, is just south of you. And then other than that, that's kind of what you're going to be able to afford for now. And, like you said, you do have a fence, and if you want to look into that sort of thing, you can. So you have the rest of your afternoon to do what you will, but it will pretty much if you go to the Kothon, it'll be nighttime by the time you get there. So whether you want to be out at night or not, it's up to you.
No. I say we just stay here for the night, and I need to transcribe some formulas again.
Well, I'm gonna wander to the general goods store. Won't buy anything. I'll just scout some prices.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
We should look at the close store. See if they got any dakes or holy water. Figure out what's going on with that.
So I'll I don't want to go. I'm gonna go study my formulas. Is that fair?
Yeah. We're not gonna.
Have fun.
I don't have any plans to go far. I just want to check out the general store. Anything you want us to look for you?
A cheap bag of holding, but cheap being the operative word. And nope.
Got it.
Okay. You
And
guys,
it's what Shadow Pit,
Shadow Mine store.
Shadow Mine.
Yep.
Store. Got it.
So, Danny, you head up to your room all the way up on the 4th floor. It's a bit of a climb. You have a tiny little window, but that's all the light you need as you kind of just sit cross-legged on the floor, studying your new formula. As the rest of you kind of head out into the street, where you guys head down toward the Shadow Mine store, which Tor you'd not been to, but you've passed it a number of times. It's a little bit further south, towards kind of like on the edge of the Graves. It's kind of the demarcation point between the pit, the Graves, and then Merchant's Row. So you guys kind of end up on the south side there after maybe about 20-ish minutes of walking. So you're still on the north side of the Fluma of the river. Shadow Mine store it's another stone fortress essentially. But this one it has carved in it rather than a sign that says Shadow Mine store, just carved in it. The windows are like slightly bigger here. I mean, not huge, right? You can Cyra might be able to squeeze through it, but the rest of you are too big. But the door is actually open. And there seems to be a fair number of customers kind of moving in and out. It seems like a busy place. And stepping inside, you have just shelves of stuff. It's just stuff and things. It's a lot. But you see that there's a guy toward the back. Seems to be a very obvious tiefling man. He's got these bright crimson skin. You can see he's got two like curved black horns, and as he kind of steps around the counter, he's just got like hooves. He's not wearing any shoes or anything like that. He's wearing like a black tunic to kind of go along with his red and black theme here. But most of the stuff in here seems relatively simple and cheap. But he's like busy with somebody at the moment. It looks like another Undine man. It sounds like they're talking about procuring some food and it looks like goods for maybe a journey or something like that. Talking about like backpacks and things like that. Is there anything you guys are particularly looking for other than a bag of holding?
Is this a place to get garlic?
Looking around. It looks like he's got some like herbs and spices. You do see a rope of garlic.
I want to sell. It was just a poor planning on my part. I have sling bullets, even though I decided not to ever use a sling.
But
I can't go back and well, I could, but that would
not be fair to go back and just unselect them and take the money. So
Yep.
I will sell them.
Okay. And after a couple minutes, he kind of breaks away from that other customer, hands him a backpack, and kind of fills it with shit, and they exchange some coin. And he turns to you all and says, "Oh, well, good afternoon. What can I do for you? Welcome."
Well, first, thank you. Do you sell bags of holding?
I have a bag of holding. Let me show you. And he goes into the back. He like unlocks a door, and he kind of picks it up, and he comes back. And he locks the door again. And it's looks like a backpack. He says, "Well, it's I can't part with it for less than 75 gold pieces, I'm afraid. But it's a bag of holding."
Hold.
Say that again.
How much will it hold?
Oh, well, as far as I'm aware, it'll hold 25 bulk.
All right. We're also looking for. Can we buy some garlic? This
Sure.
the bag.
Yeah,
We're
of
doing
course.
resech first, trying to figure out.
That's a bit of a jump,
Pros
of
and
course.
cons.
I'm sorry. That's well, no, that's
Sorry,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. I can sell you a for 5 coppers for a string of it.
Perfect. Azalea, that's for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like a 2-foot long string of like just garlic heads of
I'm
garlic.
just gonna drink it around like
He gives you a weird look, and then
it's
he just
easier
kind
to carry.
of whatever you say, ma'am. Yes, absolutely. It is better than holding it with your hands. It's true. Leaves your hands open.
At least she smells better now, am I right?
He,
I'm
he,
gonna whip it out.
he gets like a slight grin, and then you kind of like just nowhere near him, of course, but near enough to where you kind of move your head just instinctively, just a little bit.
Yeah, I win.
So
Sling bullets. Can I offload those on you?
well, you can offload anything on me if let's see, sling bullets, huh? That'll be probably. I can only really give you a copper piece for that, I'm afraid. They're
20 of them.
pretty easy to pick up. Yeah, it'll be a copper piece for 20. I'm sorry.
All right. I get to take them out of my inventory then. I don't
Yep.
care about them.
So he, hands over a copper, and he takes all the sling bullets and he puts them away.
Mhm.
I have some other, just kind of, to be frank, a random assortment of goods.
Sure.
But if there's something you're specifically looking for, then of course I'll be able to help you out.
Does anyone need anything? I don't.
Just,
Nothing else from here. Definitely good information on that bag of holding. I think we gotta
Mhm.
go see how many pennies we have.
Yeah.
Is there a cloak of feline rest?
There
and
is
he actually
all.
he looks at you. Are you asking or are you asking him? Yeah.
I'm-
He says
I-
he actually gives you a very pained expression. He says, I'm so sorry. I sold the one I had just last week. Gentleman down on Merchant's Row wanted it. He's maybe you could purchase it from him. Pale looking fellow. I'd never got his name.
Brown hair,
Say that again.
brown hair, kind of a guy.
Yeah, kind of thin. Wore a kind of a black coat, sort of a deal.
Oh yeah, the gold trim guy. Yeah, no, for sure. I know exactly. We go way back. I'll just go take a. We were talking about it. That's why it's okay. I'll just go ask him, see what I can get for it. So thank you.
Roll a deception check.
Yikes. Deception.
Yeah.
9.
9.
And he just kind of looks at you, and
I rolled a 2.
he looks you up and down very conspicuously. He just kind of nods. He doesn't say anything.
Thank you.
Just wink at this point.
Yeah. Cyra, you do notice that he's got a bunch of tents up against one wall that are kind of rolled up. They also have both iron and wooden stakes beside them.
We recently had an adventure with our tents, and by tents, I mean they got blown away and we lost them entirely. We bought new tents, but we don't have stakes. Could you part with some wooden stakes?
Sure. Yeah. Maybe a copper piece for 4 of them, I guess. It's not too expensive.
We'll do 2 copper pieces. We'll get 8.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Are you sure you don't want like iron or anything like that?
Be all right.
Yeah, wood's pretty good. We've been using wood forever.
You know, I suppose that's a fair point. You know, you can always rely on a sturdy old tree to get what done. So yeah, sure, okay.
And they're lighter. I'm very small.
That you are.
Lighter. Yeah, lighter makes a difference to me.
He just doesn't really. Yeah. He's like, yep, yeah. Okay. Well, is there anything else I can help you folks with?
I think that's all I need.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good. Unless Azalea has anything else.
No, I'm totally good.
Okay. So as you guys kind of step away, he says, "Well, thank you very much. Do come back if you ever need anything." Again, he gives Azalea a second glance, and he like very, very conspicuously like unlocks the door to put the bag of holding away, and he locks it, and then he does his best to hide himself with the key, which he does very poorly at. And Azalea, you notice that he just kind of slides the key up his sleeve. So, yeah, you are aware of where he keeps the key for that door. Or at least for now, anyway. So yeah, you guys step outside, and it's getting dark. It'll be full dark by the time you guys get back to the Quarrelsome Quarry. And as far as you guys can tell, on the other side of the street, there's like a big wrought iron fence, and there's looks to be like tombs or graves on the other side. But you don't really see anybody in there. You see there's a little hut maybe off to the side, maybe for the groundskeeper. And then there's kind of a main thoroughfare that goes south down towards Merchant's Row. And this is all kind of in the shadow of the old city wall. So, yeah. You guys, where are you going?
Is there a good place to hide in the graves?
There are plenty of tombs that you can hide on top of or behind or inside if you can get the locks open. There's the groundskeeper's hut. You could probably hide in there. There's a couple of trees that still have their leaves, their autumn foliage on it. You could probably hide them in the trees. There's plenty of places there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Tor, like, I think this is a good spot to look for our guy. He's supposed to be dead, right?
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, let's go. I think we should,
Are you
Yeah.
okay sticking around for this, Cyra?
I guess.
About to get dark and it could get rough.
Well, I can. You guys handle the rough part, but darkness is fine.
Okay. I'll follow Azalea, let her take the lead.
Yeah, so just from your experience, just a little bit more on this area is you guys know that like the poor people don't get buried here. Their bodies tend to be used for like compost and other things when they die. The graves, though simply named, can be a veritable maze, really. It's surrounded by that wrought iron fence, and you know that there's a north gate and a south gate. There's a few like crows and other birds kind of just scattered about, gathered atop tombs and the trees. There's like paved walkways, kind of the similar paving stones to everywhere else, but these are kind of like a marble, clearly taken out of the pit, just a few miles up the road.
Yeah.
You expect that the groundsman will have some work to do in the next week or two, but yeah, for now, yeah, it appears that the graves are open. Like there's no obvious lock on the gate. But go ahead, Cyra. What do you got?
You said the groundsman will have work to do.
In the next week or so, like it looks like the leaves are probably going to fall in the next week or so.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was like there are dead people that need to
There's
be
a lot of
buried,
dead
or-
people here. No, sorry.
Okay, nope.
There's about to be a lot of dead people.
Yep.
I was totally misjudging the task of the groundskeeper. My bad. Thank you for clarifying.
Yes,
Appreciate
of
that.
course. Yep. So, yeah, you guys can pretty easily go in. The hinges on the door are very, very quiet. They're well oiled, and the gate just kind of opens. It's a two-doored gate, big enough for like 2 or 3 carts. Again, everything is built with cart traffic in mind, even the graves here. It's kind of like a main road down the middle, and then there's like branching pathways and whatnot. Is there a particular area of the are you trying to stay toward the center? Are you trying to stay toward one of the gates? Where are you trying to go?
Is the groundskeeper's hut a place where I can like see most of the place?
Not
or
really.
No.
His is kind of on the east side. It's a very small place. It's probably like a one-room hut. The dude probably just lives there and eats there and sleeps there, and that's about it. He's normally probably going about his duties or her duties. You actually don't know them.
Yeah. But they're like not here right now.
They don't appear to be out and about at the moment. Between the three of you. Yeah, okay. You all see that there is a light, like a candle or something burning inside of the groundskeeper's hut. It's the only light here. There's no other like torches or anything like that. The moon is almost new again, so you're gonna have very little moonlight, you expect, into the night.
Well, I'm just trying to find, is there a spot where I can kind of see most of the place?
The tombs at the center are a bit taller than the others. You could probably get on top of one of them, or there's some trees over there as well.
Probably the trees. I think it'll be easier to hide everyone in trees than the tomb.
Okay.
And we have a little more distance if we do, for whatever reason, have to run away.
Okay. Are you all trying to be stealthy at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody roll stealth checks, please.
15.
Okay, I got a 15 from Tor,
And 11.
11 from Cyra.
It was this close.
Azalea,
to
what'd
an
you get?
18.
I got a 14 because I rolled another fucking 2.
Yeah, it's
That's
rough.
the other thing.
That's a rough one, buddy. Okay. Yeah, so you guys do your best to be quiet, move through the grass, not trip on anything. And you get towards the center, and there's a couple of trees there that you guys stealthily kind of climb up. You take your time to do so. And how long do you guys plan to wait here?
I'm along for the ride.
It's fair. Azalea?
Like a couple
Until
hours.
until I see something.
Yeah, Azalea, you're going to make a choice on how long you're going to stay here.
Is it nighttime yet?
It's
or
it's just about nighttime.
I mean, probably until like early morning, but not the whole night.
Okay.
So I imagine if anyone's doing some dealings, it's going to be at the early hours, but not at like 4 a.m. when people might be getting up and doing stuff. It's going to be at those weird
What they
hours.
say, nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
Okay, so you guys hunker down to spend the night like birds in the trees. Is there anything you guys want to be doing or looking out for? Specific?
No, I'm looking out for the guy.
Sure, okay. But what about the other two? You guys doing? You just gotta keep a general lookout, or what's the deal, if anything?
An eye on the groundskeeper's hut.
Okay.
Make sure that nothing. If the groundskeeper exits.
Yep.
That we are at least warned.
Tor?
Yeah, I'm just generally looking for anybody because I wouldn't expect people to come visit or hang out in the cemetery.
Yep.
At midnight.
So as you guys you feel like you're pretty well camouflaged here. In Cyra, maybe at about 11 or midnight or so, it's kind of hard to keep track of time. The groundskeeper exits his hut, and
I'm gonna gently poke, then point out.
yeah, you guys' attention's directed to the groundskeeper. Looks to be a very burly person. You can't really. They're wearing a cloak and a hood and whatnot. It's getting kind of chilly out. And it looks like they're heading south, probably towards, you expect, the south gate. It looks like they're probably going to lock up for the evening. Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch as he goes between all the tombs and whatnot. But the figure comes back up the main thoroughfare, which is kind of off to your right a little bit. Heading back to the north, it looks like they're locking up the north gate. They don't take any note of you, though. They don't see you at all. And then, like that, they head back to their hut. Close the door, blow the candle out. It's dark. Another couple hours goes by. It's maybe 1 or 2 in the morning, and Azalea, you don't see the person you're looking for, but you do see that there is a person hooded and cloaked coming in from the north side of town, heading down the main thoroughfare, almost not directly towards you, but looks like towards the center of the graveyard.
Okay, I'm gonna point him out because we need to pay attention to people who are walking around now. It's still suspicious as hell.
They're wearing a very simple black cloak, and they're hooded, and you really can't see their face. It's very dark here. Not much in the way of features, other than they're maybe 5.5 feet tall, maybe.
So they're coming towards the center of the graveyard.
They are. Yep. They're not coming like directly towards you, but they are not necessarily meandering. They seem to have a place in mind, a destination.
Let's see where he goes, and then we'll try to grapple and just to verify that he's actually a vampire, so we don't kill somebody innocent. But if it turns out to be a vampire, then let's get ready.
Okay, we literally just like see a person.
That's why we're gonna grapple, as opposed to just.
Did we get the holy water?
No, but we got stakes.
Don't we need to know both?
Tori, you remember that there is a stake, and then you have to cut the head off, and then you have to anoint it with holy water to really kill it. You have to do all 3 steps.
We could just take the head and like run into a church and like throw it into a bowl. And like, I think we're okay.
Nice.
I think it counts. I think it counts.
Yeah, we'll get to that part soon.
It's better than what we, and that's only if we see. Well, watch the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just we're just getting intel. This is what. Wow.
And you watch as he heads toward there's a group of like tombs, of above ground tombs, and he heads into a larger, not the largest, but one of the larger marble constructions. And you realize that most of these places have like wrought iron like gate doors that are all locked. But you hear just very faintly, because he's pretty close, he's within 25, 30 feet of you. You hear the jangle of keys in like a lock, and you hear it pop open, but like it's well oiled enough that it doesn't make any noise when the door opens. He seems to have gone inside one of them, maybe 25, 30 feet from you. You guys just gonna sit and wait?
I'm gonna see if someone meets him.
Okay.
Unless the group decides to move.
5, 10 minutes goes by, nothing. How long do you guys want to wait?
Should we follow him inside? We're not gonna learn much outside.
You're the expert on this.
Like this borders
fuck
on
it.
Okay.
Yeah, mute yourself while she's
What were
talking.
you gonna say?
I was gonna say a tactics question. Is that we don't even know that terrain? We're gonna walk into a building with an unknown individual who might be friendly, might be hostile. We don't know the layout. They probably do. I don't feel like we did enough research to go and just follow them into the unknown.
So what? Come back during the day?
Or wait. Do some research of our own. Is that the person you thought you were looking for?
Nope.
Currently, they're just a weirdo.
Yeah, going into a tomb at the middle of the night though, it's fine.
That's
Fine.
why they're a weirdo. That's why they're a weirdo.
All right, then we're just gonna watch that. We just won't learn anything. It's fine.
You can go. I won't stop you. I will remember this forever, though.
No, I guess we'll just come back during the day then. We do need to sleep at some point, so it's probably for the best.
Okay. How much longer you guys want to wait?
personally want to wait till they leave.
Okay. Another 20, 30 minutes goes by, and then you hear the clang of, or a slight metal clinking and clanging of keys in a lock as the person exits and then heads south. So they came in from the north and they're just heading south now.
Yeah.
I would like to mark them for death.
Okay.
Okay. I can see and hear the creature I intend to mark.
Okay. Yep.
So he is now marked for death.
Okay.
I want to follow at a distance, and I'm going to be like motioning. Perhaps we follow them, unless you want to stay and wait for another person.
So as Cyra, you go to follow Tor, are you following as well? Or are you gonna wait in the tree?
I'll follow, but at some distance from Cyra.
Okay.
Like 20 feet, 30 feet, something like that.
I want to follow, specifically trying to stealth check to avoid notice while following a specific target. That's what I want to do.
Go ahead.
Do I have to roll a different stealth
Yep,
for that?
you do. Yep.
Will you roll better?
I did. I rolled a 13.
Nice.
My stealth is 25.
Okay.
So we're not re-rolling stealth to follow.
Well, I'm specifically.
Oh, I meant
trying to avoid-
this
Yeah,
is me
no,
to him.
you guys
Yeah.
you guys are fine.
Oh, okay.
You guys
my
are
bad.
fine
You
for
guys
now.
are-
Yeah.
But she's trying to do something very specific.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's some more mechanical things with that, but it's fine. As you guys kind of exit this tree, go very quietly. Cyra and Tor, you guys only have eyes for this guy, and even Azalea, you're pretty well focused. But you do spot, kind of out of the corner of your eye, as you kind of climbing down, you kind of lose sight of your guy for a minute. But out of the tomb that this guy was in, you see a bat fly out and then head south.
Interesting.
Okay, so
Not
if it's a
Tor.
vampire, but I'm not aware of it, is it technically a person, and can I mark that for death? It just says a mark. It doesn't say it has to be a person. It just says
Make an intelligence check for me.
target. Well, I rolled an 11, which means it's an 11.
If you feel like that is what that is, but you're not sure, but you're fairly confident that vampires can probably turn into things, then yeah, you can change that mark if you want.
Okay, we're gonna mark the bat for death.
Okay.
But I'm still gonna follow this guy.
Okay. And as you other Cyra and
Or do we
Tor,
want to follow the bat now?
are you going to tell them about it?
I mean, yeah.
They didn't
We're
see it.
looking for vampires. You think You think it's a vampire? It's a bat now.
Could be.
There.
Or a familiar.
And I've marked it for death.
You guys
Anyway.
are okay.
Is he following the guy?
As it's pointed out to you guys, it's kind of heading like maybe a southeast-ish direction. So not quite. It's not following him. It's actually, at this point, as you guys have kind of stopped to talk for half a second, it seems to be like passing him. It's like going faster than he is. You guys are kind of outside the tomb that he was in now. So it was like you had climbed down, you had seen the bat, you'd gotten a little bit forward, and then you just discussed it, and you just happened to be in front of the tomb where they had this guy had walked in and was weird for like 45 minutes and then left.
Maybe that guy is his thrall or something, or he was feeding on him.
Should we try to follow the bat or the guy? I think at this point, if the bat's going faster, we should probably follow the guy. Just because we're going to get seen by him if we try to go fast. Probably.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then maybe we can try to find the bat later.
Yeah. I mean, they're clearly working together.
So,
It's just a bat. Are bats native to this part of the country?
yes.
Is this a normal place where a bat might be?
Hopefully the groundskeeper is good at their job. So hopefully not, but it's entirely possible. These are
I think you
many
guys are
open air tombs, so yeah, sure.
I think you guys are crazy. Like real talk.
And as you guys are kind of trying to come to this consensus, Azalea, you notice the bat go over the wall, the old city wall, and you lose sight of it. And as you kind of focus on that, you kind of try to figure out where your other guy had gone, and you just see like a wisp of his cloak kind of go around one of like a tomb, and you quickly kind of like hurry over on the other side of another tomb that you're at to look and see him, and he's just gone.
Like this. Where did he go?
I don't know what you said. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
you gotta say it again.
I don't like this. Where did he go?
You can go over and look if you want.
I want
Grace.
to come from the opposite direction. I expect a big wide loop around, just in case this person is like lying in wait to surprise someone following them.
Now you can
I
roll a
expect
new
it will
stealth
take time.
check. Yep.
Okay.
Tor, what are you trying to do?
This time it was the 18. All right. So mad.
So, can you kind of illustrate where he went and where the other two are going?
Sure. So,
I rolled a 27.
you guys, okay,
Just
good to know. So you guys are at the center of the graveyard, right? And he was heading south, right? And so
Mhm.
the bat, being faster,
He went around.
went kind of southeast and went up and over the old city wall. He was heading south. He weren't quite on the main thoroughfare. He was kind of making a cut out to the kind of the southwest to get to the main thoroughfare, and rather than appearing on that main road, he just is gone. So he's maybe 150 feet away from you when you last saw him, just down a footpath, and then where you expect him to appear, he's not there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk down the. Those two are sneaking, so they can kind of catch up or like surprise him if he shows up or whatever. But I'm gonna kind of walk to where I expect him to appear, like down the main thoroughfare.
Yes.
Not necessarily stealthing, but
Right. So you head down that way, and you two
maybe
like
it'll draw him out if he's hiding.
yeah. So the two women kind of go quietly and stealthily like between the two tombs and graves and whatnot, and you just kind of like walk out onto the main road. Just again, you're trying to be quiet, but you walk right over there, and you're much faster than they are because they can only stealth so quickly. Yeah, dude, there's no trace of this guy. Nothing. He's not out on the thoroughfare down towards the gate. He's not near any of the tombs in the immediate vicinity. There's no footprints anywhere. There's no drops of blood from anything. Like, the vague hope that if he was a bat, there's no guano or anything like that. Like, there's no obvious signs, or even not obvious signs. As you really take a moment to look, you can't see anything. And as the rest of you kind of stealth around, you guys don't see anything either.
Very curious.
Well, I guess we could go back to the inn and.
What? Battery? What?
Womp womp. Womp womp.
Bullshit.
Womp womp.
That battery sucks.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
Okay, while you change batteries, I am dying to go to the bathroom. I'm so sorry.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
We're almost done. I promise.
And I chose to stay in the room. Good grief.
Nerd.
Loser. Loser.
Yeah. What a loser.
I know this one kind of ran long. We're almost done for the day. Was not expecting that shit battery to die. It was at 100%, just like the other one was. So, whatever. We are at the 4-hour mark. I'm not surprised.
Need some wall power for that thing.
All right, dude. Yeah, I think there's a way I can update the firmware to allow it to charge while it's plugged into the computer via the cam link thing. There's got to be a way. I'm sure there is. Yeah. Anyway, big dumb. 'Tis fine. Danny, how are you enjoying your quiet night at the inn?
Yeah,
Man.
it's quiet. Not doing anything.
You are able to get your formulas all taken care of.
Hooray!
Hooray! Did you want?
I did find out
Oh, go ahead.
two problems.
Yep.
One, I transcribed a level 5 formula in Sea Touch Elixir, which I can't do.
Correct. Yep, that's fair.
And then I've got Nectar of Purification in my formula book, but it's not alchemical, so I can do it. But it's a necromancy or something else.
It's a long craft check deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a
We can talk
cheater.
about it later. That's not a big deal.
It's all good.
Yes. So the stealthy people. We'll get back to that. Yeah. You guys don't see anything of. Yeah. There's no indication of what happened to this guy. He's just gone.
I'm thinking we check this tomb out in the morning and go sleep for now. You can't learn anything else with no one to follow.
Yeah,
Do we
makes
want to
sense
wait
to
till
me.
morning? We're right here, right now. We have currently no reason.
When
to
I was
move.
gonna go in, suddenly it was a bad idea. Now that I want
Because
to wait
there
till
was a
morning,
person
it's
there
a
that
bad
you were
idea.
hostile to. There was a person there that you are hostile to. That's my
Maybe.
thing. I'm sorry. How have you
Maybe
been
there's
treating this
another person in there, and we gotta wait till. What if he's sleeping right now or awake right now? We gotta wait till he's asleep.
You guys are wild.
All right,
These
we
are
can go
wild.
check it out now if you want, but if you die, it's on you.
Were you ever
That's
going to
not so
claim
bad.
responsibility for my death?
Probably not.
Yeah. What have I lost?
Fair enough.
All right. I'm gonna go continue. I'm gonna be very careful, but I want to see if there's any kind of like fresh evidence. What does it look like?
Okay. So the tomb that this person was in is actually covered in like vines. And these vines have very, very thick, very awful-looking thorns on them. And there is a large wrought iron gate blocking the entrance. And the family name at the top, inscribed in bold letters across the entryway, is Quickthorn.
That didn't mean anything to me, so
That's fair. The door is locked, as far as you can tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna unlock it.
I'm kidding. I want to go in now.
Oh, now you're interested. Okay. I'm gonna try to unlock the door.
Make a thievery check.
Don't suck. Cool. 24.
Yeah, it's actually a fairly simple lock, and you were able to do it fairly quietly, and it opens without particular issue. So yeah, as you kind of open this door, do you step inside? It's dark, so you can only see. It appears to be empty as far as you can tell.
Okay, I don't want to be annoying, but I do have dark vision, so I know
I'm
I
aware.
see colors.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. It's like you're telling me nothing. Do I see anything?
There's nobody in there.
Okay.
Alive anyway.
Fair. I want to move very, very carefully, and I want to take as much care as I can. I don't want to disturb anything.
Okay.
Is there anything that looks like it's recently been interacted with? Do I see like footprints on the ground or any indication of where the person was?
Okay. So it's cold and dark in here. There's a single window about 10 feet up or so, and it's just like a slit window. It's looking to the north. You see that there are many gold-handled like compartments here, as in there's probably supposed to be a lot of bodies in here. On the left wall, far wall, and right wall, there are it's 5 by 5. There's 25, so there's 75 total possible bodies in here.
For my understanding, are these would I expect these to be like intact, perhaps preserved bodies, or are these like?
Yeah, that's probably what it
Okay.
is. Yep.
Okay, so like the size of like the slidey tables at
Correct.
a morgue.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That
So
is
potentially
exactly
75
what it
of
is.
those.
Yep.
Okay.
There's don't appear to be any specific interactions here. It looks like it's well kept. There's not really any dust or anything like that.
Okay.
The air is kind of heavy in here, but it probably doesn't get much in the way of airflow.
Yeah.
Even though it's it's open, quote unquote. Yeah, there's a bunch of names, mostly on the left side. But there are no names you notice on the right side, so it looks like it's not really full yet. The left side is full. And then there's a single one in the top left on the far side, but there don't appear to be anybody in here. There's no obvious other than the fact that you literally saw somebody come in here. There's no. It doesn't look like anybody's been in here at all. You wouldn't have never have guessed that anybody's been in here recently, more recently than the daytime to clean the place.
From what I can see, and also just like for Courtney's understanding, there is no additional door. There's no
Nope.
additional passage. There's no nothing. Okay.
There is nothing
there's
that you can sense or see that
Okay.
dictates an extra door, passage, whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Dancing Lights.
Okay.
I want to see things because I want to see in color.
Yep.
I still don't see any additional details.
The handles are bright gold.
Okay.
Everything else is marble. It's all white
Okay.
marble, but everything is the carved letters are they're carved and then painted black.
Okay. Any fresh smudges on any of the handles?
Roll a perception check for me. I'll let you roll that one.
Don't suck. Wow, it's a nat 1. They're pristine.
Yeah. They're handles.
They are handles. Can I detect magic in the room, please?
Sure. But before you do that,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tor, is there anything you're doing?
Any of the there's no like coffin or like center coffin or anything like that. Does any of them stand out like as being more prominent than any of the others?
Like I said, the left wall is entirely full of like names, and then only the top leftmost drawer has a name on it, and everything else is blank. So that one only stands out because it moved on to the next wall. But like, there's no altars. There's
What's
no
the name on it?
Okay, so the name on that one is Batulka Quickthorn. Batulca. Batulka. It's 25 Ofton Road, which happens to be probably at this point this morning. And the date is 25 Ofton Road, 3E 1142. So 1142 of the Third Era to 12 called to 4E 70. And there are some words inscribed beneath that. Just 3. It just says, "Beloved son, betrayed." That's all it says.
So is there like a specific offering we're supposed to be giving when we're in here, or like?
It doesn't appear that there's no offering
No.
bowls or altar or anything like that.
Okay. Do I can read the inscription below the name?
Yes.
And, like,
Yeah. If you come up behind Tor, you can read it. Or next to Tor, whatever.
I am visibly upset, and I'm going to leave as fast as I can.
Okay.
I presume we noticed this.
It's fairly obvious.
I'm not hiding it. I'm just leaving.
Yeah.
Strange.
What year is it now?
4E91.
Okay,
It's
so
been 21 years.
Yeah.
And it seems to be this person's birthday today.
So, not to be like raining on your parade, but is it possible someone just wanted to commemorate a tragic death?
Azalea is out the door. She's
no,
not here
this
anymore.
is me turning to Tor.
Oh, sure.
I know
One-
you guys
one or
are
two in
on
the morning?
hunt. Beloved son betrayed. 21st anniversary of the death. That can be deeply traumatic. I don't want to do it with other people around.
I don't know. It's middle of the night though. It's kind of weird.
I mean, we agree they're a weirdo. I just don't think that makes them worthy of death.
I didn't say I was going to kill them right away. I said we were going to find out if they were a vampire or
Please
not.
imagine visiting your beloved murdered son's grave on the 21st anniversary of their death, and some random dude jumps out of a tree and grapples you.
Well, that sounds like a problem for them.
Depending on who they are, they might quickly make it a problem for you and a problem for us.
Maybe.
We agreed to research first. Didn't
And we did.
No, this is half-ass fucking incomplete research. We don't know who that was. We agreed to research before we took action, didn't we?
And we are.
You were ready to take action with minimal information.
I was going to get more information.
We deeply disagree on this. And it makes me uncomfortable. I'm not sure I want to do any more research with you if that's how you treat it. I'm going to leave.
Okay.
That was me discuss naming my action, not announcing to you I'm leaving.
Oh.
Yeah, this is Courtney announcing Cyra's action.
Yes. So, yes, with that interaction, Cyra leaves. And Tor, you are alone here inside this
In the dark
tomb.
now.
In the dark.
Okay. Well, I'll give her a few minutes and then I'll leave. Like 1 or 2 minutes.
But the
Azalea,
real
how-
question is, do you have
how
dark
far-
vision?
How far
Of
does
course.
Azalea go?
Yeah, Azalea, where are you going?
Just outside. I don't know who's walking around. And
Yeah.
I'm not in a position to be going too far by myself right
Yeah. Azalea, do you
Yeah.
want to talk about it?
now.
Who was that?
Mm,
Did you know them?
yeah, I'm gonna kill everyone in that family that's left.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
want to talk about why?
No. I'm going to
Okay.
kill everyone in my life. I'm going to kill everyone in that family that's left.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you going to just stand there, or what are you guys doing at this point?
I guess I'm gonna go back to the end and try to calm down. So
Yeah, I'll go with her.
Yeah, so as you guys start walking, Tor,
Tor
you
comes out
you,
like, "What the
you
fuck
hear
did
them
just
you hear them
happen?"
walking away.
Yeah.
Like they're not being terribly loud, but it's quiet enough here that you can hear it. As you kind of give them a couple minutes, is there anything that you want to do in here other than just wait, or?
Just go back to the inn.
So you guys head back. It's early in the morning by the time you get there. You're gonna have to sleep quite a bit into the morning. That's okay.
Yeah.
And Danny, as you have spent the night on your own studying things, is there anything you want to do in the evening?
I mean, I've already transcribed the thing.
Yep.
Come a certain point in the afternoon. I think go downstairs
Okay.
and just see what the clientele looks like. Maybe get a little bite to eat.
Okay.
If there's
Yeah.
anything crazy going on.
So, your hobgoblin, quote unquote, cousin, that's what he called you. He's just kind of working the kitchen at the moment in the bar. So Druknar is not doing anything in particular. The clientele here seem to be not poor folk necessarily, but workers. Just not necessarily dock workers here, though. It seemed to be other, maybe factory workers. You see some, looks like blacksmith apprentices. There are people who look like off-duty guards. It's kind of a mixed crowd here, but mostly it's not well off. It's probably why they came here. It's pretty cheap here.
Yeah. I guess I'll go to the. I guess what's his name? Drugnar.
Yeah, Druknar. Yep.
He's behind the bar right now.
He is. Yep.
Yeah, I'll go to the bar and say, "Hey, Longshanks, Druknar, I get a drink and some food."
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, okay. What do you want? Drink-wise. I got ale. I got water. If you're like that.
Ugh,
I don't
gross.
think you need that.
Ale. No,
Okay.
ale.
Okay. Yeah, you're staying the night here. You got some. Here, have your ale. I'll get you some food. I got some mystery meatloaf.
That's
I'll
fine.
be right back.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll go grab
I
that.
complained about it earlier, but it doesn't matter.
I know you did. He walks. He gets you a plate and he serves you, without particular question. He clearly understands your existence. In his mind, he knows everything about you already, so he's just like, whatever.
Hey, you want money for this or like what?
No, you're staying the night. Your
Okay.
tour paid for you. It's fine. Tomorrow,
Oh.
yes. Today, nah, you're fine.
So, you heard of any vampires around here?
Love you.
He goes, vampires.
Well, okay, let me put it to you this way. If you've never been to the Ashlands, it sucks, and there's lots of vampires, and they suck, literally.
Well, I have heard stories that they do, in fact, do that. Blood from the neck sort of thing. Exsanguinate you, and you kind of turn into a husk, and you die. Yeah, that's awful. Yeah, truly, terribly awful. No, I actually haven't. I pride myself keeping an ear to the ground here, and dude, I haven't heard shit. It's quiet out here.
I heard shit.
Yeah.
Hadn't heard shit.
Yeah,
All right.
it's quiet out here. As for that, I mean, you got the typical, cutthroat, cut purses out here. Literally cutting people's throats. If there was a vampire, I would bet that they would go around cutting people's throats and then drinking it that way, so they didn't look like they were a vampire. That's what I would do if I was a vampire. But I'm not a vampire, to be clear. And
I lived on the street,
everybody
so
kind of looks like
I mean,
yeah.
I know. It's gross.
Well, the old regime of street urchins and cut purses and whatnot, that changes every freaking day. So who knows if you'd be the king of the street people or if you'd be the some dude that we just kick shit at. I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird shit going on around here these days.
Hey, you know Herb? Herbs?
Yeah. What about him? He's an old asshole.
You like that guy? Is he good?
Yeah.
All right.
As good as anybody else can be, I suppose.
What about Scully down at the Kothon?
We have a business relationship.
Well, say no more.
He is very clearly lying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, hey, so my companions I guess they're going to be late. I don't know. They're out screwing around in the dark because that's not very smart, but whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the food.
I got you.
Yeah, man. I'm just going to eat and go to bed.
Look, man, if I hear anything about vampires and whatnot, I'll tell you, all right?
Yeah.
And he just kind of nods and
All right, we'll see you later, Longshanks.
Waves you off. All right, Shorty, get out of here.
Thanks, we love him.
That's it. I'll eat and I'll go back to bed.
And so, as you other three arrive, the door's unlocked, mostly as the two of you arrive first. It's dark inside. There's a small fire going. There's nobody really awake, but you're able to go to your rooms if that's what you want to do.
Yes.
And Tor, you kind of taking up the trail here. Also are able to go to your room if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll just go to my room and go to sleep.
Okay. Cool. And with that, we're gonna call it here for today. I'm gonna need some time. I have a lot of things I need to write. The plot thickens, so
Thick as blood.
I'm gonna need an extra week of writing, just to be clear. So
That's fair.
but yes, next time we'll pick up here. You will hear from Captain Brine Grinder about when the ship is going to be fixed. You might hear about your Fauchard, maybe. Maybe. But yes, so if there are offline discussions people want to have, I am all for it. For those people who have been in the city before, I may give you some extra tidbits of information individually as required. So, we can move things on. But, yeah, there you go. Thank you guys for playing.
Great,
Yeah, it's a good
thanks.
time.
Yes, many things. Many things are occurring.